Are you ready to lock it in for this week, man? Tell me how you feeling.
Hey, man, I got the key in my pocket. I'm putting it in the door, and I'm turning that key because, like you said, we are locking it in. And hopefully some of these players who got the swap that I'm sure we'll be talking about all day today, they're also trying to lock it in with their new teams here.
Woo-wee, that's what I'm talking about. Got keys. We got the cacao from Dave. Can't wait to get into that here in just a little bit. Natura, welcome back. Glad to have you back on the show.
Hey.
Gonna get you behind the caster desk tonight as well for one of the games. So I'm excited for that. Ooh. How are you feeling?
A little nervous, but no, I'm really excited. It's gonna be so fun. The week I think is gonna be ramping up. In terms of getting into those finals. So I think it's last week a lot of teams we're in for a real treat tonight. I'm super excited. Down to business.
Amazing. Well, really glad to have you back. Well, let's recap what's been going down so far. Week 2 was absolutely bananas. The storyline has been C4 Esports. They've been absolutely dominant so far through the first 2 weeks. We saw some teams like YKG here not start out so hot, but they rebounded big in week 2. You can see Joey here on the high ground finally getting that chicken dinner that YKG's been after. That's going to vault them up the leaderboards as well. Dauntless has continued to be a really solid threat when looking at the tables so far this season. But overall, really, the theme of the season has been kind of the challenger teams kind of coming up, proving that they belong. And then the tried and true competitors like NHyper and YKG really trying to battle back and claw for every square inch. Now, Hot Jukes, we saw like Wanna Vigilantes here. You see Evo and crew on the screen. They had a promising performance last week, but they've tried to shake it up just a little bit, dude. Are we going to see some Wanna Vigilantes back in the power position tonight, or are they going to struggle to find some new chemistry?
Oh, it's going to be interesting. I mean, every single time that you're going to have a roster swap, especially a big one, as we've seen some Wanna Vigilantes have over this break, anything can happen. I mean, it's going to be tough, right? You're trying to get new synergy together. I think what really depends is on how they start. If they start off with a big chicken dinner, even though you have a new roster, a new teammate, that could just automatically, in those old squad members' head, just say, you know what? That player has been the problem. You know? Oh, now we're all good, and we're good to go. So I think if Wanna Vigilantes start off strong, we could definitely see some changes from them.
Heck yeah, we saw him in the top 3 a few times last week as we take a peek at the results from last week. Erangel a couple of times. Again, a lot of consistent performances throughout week 2, so really appreciate that. We'll take a peek at the overall rankings, though, after 2 weeks of play. This is what teams are going to be trying to shake up this week. Remember, the top 12 spots on this list is where you want to be. That's going to get you that automatic qualification into the Premier Finals. So everyone from K19 on upward is going to be in the clear. So teams like Execute, Golden Eagles, BOPE, and Excuse are going to be trying to claw their way up and get into the clear so they do not get relegated to the Challenger Finals and have to qualify through there. So C4, NHyper, Dauntless, and the Young Kings are in the driver's seat as of now. So looking forward to seeing how this kind of shakes up in here in just a bit. Now, those were the standings for Premier. We also had some action go down on Tuesday of this week. The 3rd week of the Challenger Division kind of wrapped up, and we know how that shakes out, right? This season, the number of teams doubled from 16 to 32 competing for the top 12 spots in the Challenger Division. And here are your top 12. And I want to point out a couple of things that I see that are pretty cool. First and foremost, Wall Street Bets, a team that was relegated to Challenger after failing to make it through in Premier last season. Well, they came out with a vengeance, and they put up the top score through the qualifiers in the Challenger Division, so you can expect to see them in the finals competing for one of those top 4 spots. Also, we've got Super Lazy Reflex making a return as well to the top 12, barely squeaking it in.
Crazy.
But it's all good. They are there. So you can see the bonus points kind of allocated here. But another really cool storyline, guys. 7 new teams that have never seen the playoffs, so to speak, or the finals of any kind are present. So big shout outs to them, and really excited to see this shakeout. This will all go down next Tuesday And for those bottom 4 spots, who is going to join them? It's going to be the bottom 4 teams from the action tonight after it's all said and done. So, yeah, man, it's crazy. I love this point in the season because it's like the what ifs and the who's going to do what is now starting to solidify. The challenger teams are there. For those that didn't make the cut, well, we're going to try it again next season in season 2. But for the top 12, now they're eyeballing those finals because they still can get promoted this season to the Premier Finals and actually go win the prize pool. So that's pretty freaking sweet. Hot Jukes, did any of those teams on the challenger list kind of, surprise you? Or, like, hey, I remember them.
Heck yeah. I mean, right off the rip, Wall Street Bets had no business being in the Challenger division, okay? They should have been in the Premier Division, but how they performed in Season 0 was, I think, a shock to us all. And I think the fact that they got first place there just showed that, okay, we woke up. We're not going to mess around anymore. We're going to take this as serious as possible because this is the best place to be able to put in that work for all the tournaments that are coming up as well. And this is where it's at. So to see them start off strong is great. Another team, Super Lazy Reflex. We saw them in PMPL. They got bodied in PMPL. I'm going to be straight up honest, and to see them not do too well in the Challenger Series makes me a little bit worried, but hopefully they start, picking things up here soon.
Well, hey, 32 teams. They got top 12 at least out of those. So, it could have been worse, but at the same time, 100% aligned on Wall Street Bets. I don't think they should have been there either, but hey, you got to prove it on the Battlegrounds. And if they can't prove it here in the Titan Series Premier Division, that's not good news for them. But they'll be eyeing a return trip, and best of luck to them. We'll have more on the Challenger Series next week. We'll be, again, broadcasting the finals. So that's the exciting part where the teams have been battling to get there all season long. We'll have that live on air for you Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time, right here on the Titan Series YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe for that if you have not already. And then obviously the top 4 from that will move on to the Premier Finals that'll happen a week from today on Thursday. So super exciting there. Guys, let's shift gears now to the Premier Division. We've got some storylines brewing. We've got a little bit of roster mania. I don't know how much we can, fully digest. I suppose... we're going to see it on the Battlegrounds, right? Like, I've got a list of some people, but I'm hesitant to call out names of like, hey, this is happening and this is happening in case it hasn't yet. So let's go off of what we know so far for sure. We know that C4 Esports has been pretty dominant, and I don't anticipate them having any big shakeups on the roster. Do we think that's going to continue this week? Let's start with you, Neptura. I know you've been big on them since their kind of rise from the Challenger Division. What are we thinking about C4 this week?
I think that they've had a week to digest the epic week they had last week. I think they're all ready to go again this week. I think week 1 they had 2 wins. Week they had 1 win. I'm looking for 2 wins from them again to really just make sure everybody else realizes they're here to stay, and they're definitely here to stay for the finals and maybe even win the whole thing. I mean, that would be an epic storyline for sure. Come in straight from Challenger Season 0 to win Premier Season 1. I would love to see that. So yeah, C4 all the way.
All right, I love it. Let me throw a wrench in the formula here before I throw it to Dave. So C4 was one of the teams not competing at PMPL. So every other team currently, essentially, out of maybe maybe a couple of these are not playing in PMPL. Dauntless was another one. Maybe a couple more that I'm missing off the top of my head. But largely, everyone in the Premier Division is also playing in PMPL North America. So clearly, with a big money tournament and like the actual pro circuit, there's priorities and distractions and fatigue that sets in, right? And so maybe, just maybe, C4 took advantage of that fact, and this was their only focus competitively, and were able to like find themselves on the top of the tables. Dave, what say you about that bold claim? Are we going to see some more refocusing coming from some of the likes of NHyper or YKG coming out this week?
Yeah, you sure hope so. I mean, you make some great points there with some of these teams not qualifying in PMPL. It's kind of like, okay, well, we tried, fellas, so they're kind of throwing in the towel and becoming a free agent in some of these players. And I think this is the perfect time for those free agents to really find where they groove, where they fit most with teams looking to restructure, which I'm sure we'll kind of chat about here later today, as we saw some big names in the restructuring process. Wanted Vigilantes, I was kind of caught off guard by that team just because they are currently in 6th place on our leaderboards here in the Titan series. So I would have liked to have seen him just kind of compete it out and ride out the rest of this tournament. But hey, they're going to be changing it up before the finals here, PB. So today is really going to be an interesting day to see how those new players kind of jive and vibe with each other here today in a competitive lobby.
Absolutely. You see the likes of Wanted Vigilantes definitely having some shakeups. That has been confirmed. We're going to see some new roster mates out there here shortly when we hit the battlegrounds on Erangel for map 1. We'll pay attention to that here shortly. But we also have some teams like BOPE and K19. We've got some others in the mix as well. I don't want to go through the whole list, but man, it is gonna be crazy. There's gonna be some new teams, and I'm wondering if that actually shakes up the dynamic, because we've started to get kind of familiar with which teams we can expect what from, the play styles of each team. Remember last week we were like, oh man, if only they would be more aggressive, if only they would react quicker when one of their enemies is knocked, right? Maybe that tendency isn't quite the same, right? So we'll take a peek at the maps here for the day, and we've got Erangel coming up first. We've got 2 minutes till we drop in for our first match, and then Miramar, Sanhok, and Erangel to follow that up. So I think it's time for predictions before Dave and I take this one away. Let's start with Neptura. Who are we taking for match 1? Hey, we got to go with you. I mean, you're off first here, so we got to get that prediction love coming in. Who are we picking for game 1?
Well, I think it would be a little bit amiss for me to hype up C4 and then choose a different team for the Erangel. They've shown they can be very, very capable on Erangel, so I'm going to go with C4 on this one. Oh,
I love it.
Up. Hi.
Hot Jukes, I got to come to you, my man. You're going to take a seat for game number 1 this week. I'll take it with Dave, so you're off. But
Yeah.
who's going to win?
All right, here's who's going to win. All right, who's going to win is the Panthers, okay?
Damn it, I was going to say that.
It's too bad,
Come
baby.
back with a Panther love.
It's too bad. You know, because I'll tell you what, I talked to this squad. They're pissed, okay? This squad has that fire lit under them. And I'm excited to hear that the squad's sticking together, you know, especially after that insane comeback story for them in PNPL towards the end. So I expect them to start off strong. And my other prediction, PB, is that today is not the only day we're going to see roster swaps. I think we're going to see a whole lot of it here in the next following weeks.
I couldn't agree with you more, Hot Jukes. The way roster swaps typically work are, you know, take a look at a traditional sports league, right? There's a few key players that might need to make that first move. Where are they going? Once that figures out, there's a domino effect, and it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and take it to the match. Appreciate the predictions there. We got the Panthers locked in for Hot Jukes. C4 for Neptura. Erangel on its way up next. Dave, coming to you, my man. Who do you got here taking home the Erangel match number 1?
Yes, sir. First of all, super excited to be kicking off the day with you on the sticks. But I'm looking at BOPE Esports just because they are a team that 15th coming into tonight. So when we're looking at teams looking to make a swap, looking to make a change, I think tonight is that night so that they can qualify to that next round and not get pitted down in those challenger finals here. So BOPE Esports. Let's see how the 3 new players or new additions to the squad, how they synergize tonight.
Love the pick. So we got BOPE, we've got C4, and we got the Panthers locked in. And Hot Jukes took my Panthers pick, so I'm going to take the flip side of that coin. I'm going to go with the PNPL North American champions, Young Kings Global. YKG, that's right. YKG asterisk. So we're gonna take YKG to take this first game on Erangel. You know, they started a little slow, gathered some momentum in week 2, and I think in week 3 it continues to build. They're riding the high of finishing first in the region through PNPL, and you gotta love that. So we'll take Young Kings here for our first choice.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful logo, right? You cannot deny the artist behind that one.
Sculpted
for sure.
by a god.
Sculpted by a god. Commissions open, question mark. I don't know. We'll find out later on. But yeah, I mean, 4th place, YKG right now. Definitely looking to kind of put a stop, right, to the momentum that C4 Esports have kind of gathered here in this lobby throughout the last 2 weeks. And only that, like, why wouldn't you want to finish first place? You know, if you're first, that's where you want to be here. So YKG probably looking to come up in that position here tonight. Anything standing out to you right off the rip here, PB?
Yeah, a very westerly plain path and zone here. Definitely going to take a peek at a lovely cave shot here. We're in the bunkers down on shelter. Back to the wall, flashlights off, and we'll take a peek here at Trick already knocked. I want to go to this MEZEXIS fight if we can swing that production. Would love to find MEZEXIS and go take a peek because I've got something that I want to point out.
What do you got?
And
What do you got?
we've got no MEZEXIS. They're still in the dark. Must be fighting in the cave. I have no idea. But 2 members already knocked, and my question for them is who specifically is still in the match. You can see Delu4K off in the distance. Now, is that a name that we're used to seeing on MEZEXIS? We got Wanted Vigilantes here looting up, and will they chase? It looks like they might see. Yes, they do. You see them beeline for that vehicle. This person is in trouble.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to fight for Gatka over here, and Wanted Vigilantes, another one of these squads that made a massive roster swap here this week. So this is a good look for Wanted Vigilantes in their first game playing together in the competitive scene. But, BB, I think where you were kind of heading with this, tell me if I'm wrong, but just looking at the names, Remix.
We got 1 member left on MEZEXIS, and that's Hacks.
Yeah.
And I do not see a Remix that has been eliminated. I also do not see a Remix that is in existence on the MEZEXIS Esports roster. That is a big move as far as how it impacts things. I have no idea what the details are of Remix no longer being present. All I know is he is probably in the front runner spot right now for MVP of Season 2 overall. So that's a big one to see how that is going to shake out. And Hacks here from MEZEXIS will try to stay alive. And already a few seconds into game 1 of week 3, it's survival mode for MEZEXIS. And that is exactly what they were trying to avoid.
Yeah, you have to wonder where Remix might land after this because before today, checking out TitanSeries.gg, Remix was at the top with eliminations and total damage done and average eliminations per game. So definitely one of the highlight players in this lobby. So for them to not be playing on MEZEXIS, where's that going to leave MEZEXIS at the end of tonight here?
Well, if it's anything like this game, probably the last place in the lobby. Hopefully they can rebound in game number 2, but so far, not so good. We got YKG already picking up an Elim as well. Looks like they take one off of BOPE. So, good for me, not so good for you, Dave.
Yeah, it happens, PB. You can't be right all the time. It happens. And another couple names that we saw in the mix just a moment ago who they weren't necessarily on a team before and got swapped. It's a completely new team, pretty much. K19 Esports, they came in tonight, 12th place on the overall. And if I'm looking at this right, all new players. So K19 said, listen, you tried, all right? You tried in the Titan Series, but it didn't work out. Fortunately, some of those players did get picked up on a new squad who will still be competing here. But K19, a fresh squad playing tonight here, PB.
Absolutely. K19 now featuring Tukey, Danny Flow, DFAB, and FY. We'll keep an eye on them and wish them nothing but the best moving forward. Again, pointing out of some of these moves, we're just as shocked as some of the people following might be, and also trying to piece together, like, what does this mean for their performance and their potential, and like, what does the ceiling of this team look like moving forward? So really curious to see how all this plays out, and what better way to like get practice and get those reps and start building that chemistry than to immediately hop into a tournament the caliber of the Titan Series, where you've got the best teams in the region, out there to play against, like, immediately. So I'm excited to see what that does for, these players. Like, will they gel? Will it be a good fit? Or will they, ultimately cut ties and move on and try something different? You can see K19 obviously with a different roster, but if you take a peek at BOPE, many of the players actually that have left K19 have been picked up by BOPE, so we'll keep an eye on their roster as well.
Yeah, so most of these players still familiar with the lobby, of course. But I think the big takeaway, at least for me here, is that all these new teams, you're not really sure how they're going to gel, like you mentioned. And I think if I'm Execute or the Golden Eagles trying to qualify and not be bottom 4, I think I'm going to be sweating bullets down there, because that's just going to make tonight an even bigger challenge, because you did all this VOD review on your opponents. You kind of got a feeling for their play style, their rotations, their drop spots. But now, kind of with these new teams almost, it's back to square one.
It really is. Speaking of execute, they come into tonight's lobby with 3 players. And again, I've heard some rumblings that there may be some movement on those rosters as well. So I have no idea what's going on, but I know that most likely you want to play with 4 players. But I could be wrong there too. You know, in Hyper last week, took game 1 with 3 players on the battlegrounds. And maybe, just maybe, Execute is trying to emulate that performance by Hyper this week.
Yeah, I think I see Selfless on the squad as well. Kind of a new addition, if I'm not mistaken. They're going to be in North George, close to Dauntless. Dauntless last week. Dauntless, wow. What a team, really climbing through the ranks here. They had some great PUBG Mobile gameplay last week in the Titan series. We'll see if they can maintain that here today. But the Golden Eagles, a team on the cusp of not qualifying for that next round, being pitted in the Challenger Finals. Looks like they're up against the new team of Wanted Vigilantes.
I love it. This is what I was hoping to see fixed from the Wanted Vigilantes was that aggression, and they're rolling up and dying immediately. Fishy goes down. Unfortunately, not the result they were hoping for, but it's still early in this fight. We'll see if the Golden Eagles can flip the script here and take advantage of this 3v4 situation they find themselves in.
Yeah, I love the Golden Eagles trying to get the little wraparound right there. 3 players with UMPs ready to get the flame. Christie over there trying to hold down the angle. In the smokes, though. Also on the retreat mode with the Scar in hand. So Golden Eagles being ultra aggressive right here, PB.
Yeah, they really are. Like this from them, though. They really need it because, again, you saw them on the cut line right now to go down to the Challenger Finals. They don't want to be there for the 2nd season in a row. They fought and clawed their way back through the Challenger Finals to make it back into Premier and actually did pretty well in the Premier Finals for Season 0. This is not a performance they want to have to repeat, although they could. You know, they've been there and proven that before. And again, good pressure from them here to start out day 3.
There's only so many calls one man can do out there. Slimmy popping up with the M249. Does connect on 1. But I believe it's just up to Fishy right now. And Fishy spotted, tagged, and bagged the new roster. 3 new players on the Wanted Vigilantes. Going to be the 15th team taken out here, PB.
Give me the call, Dave.
Like I said, there's only so many calls. Like, is this the time that they need the call? Is this the time they want? I guess so. I mean, it's tonight. They got to qualify
they just
tonight.
Did good. This is it. This is the time to shine. There you go, Dave. Hit them. That's what I'm talking about. Golden Eagles on top of the leaderboard right now for the first match. They have come out strong tonight. You appreciate that. I got to ask, though, what in the heck were they looking at there at the end of that fight? Like, there's the whole team's in front of him. The guy's just like, I'm just going to show my back really quickly and let him knock me. I don't know. Maybe he was tired of his vest and wanted a new one.
They were surprised they won the fight, you know? Hasn't happened in a while. Hasn't happened in a while. Because looking at their total points, 11 elim points over the last 2 weeks with 9 placement points. So this is a great start. Already 4 points for the Golden Eagles. Hopefully they can kind of snowball with the that momentum here tonight that we love talking about. But it's true. It's definitely true, PB. Like, if you're in the slump, sometimes all it takes is just a nice team fight. Nobody dies. Everybody survives. The confidence, you know, just instant boost right there. And if there was ever a time that I needed the confidence booster, it would be game 1, early game. Like, that's when you want to have it.
That's right. You got to get it going, guys. If you take your attention and put it on the left-hand side of your screen, a nice little UC giveaway here. If you want to copy down that code and be the first to enter it over at PUBGmobile.com/redeem, you can find a nice little UC gift in your in-game inbox. So again, we'll be running these throughout the evening, so make sure you stay tuned each and every game. You're trying to get the latest and greatest PUBG Mobile wares in your in-game outfit closet. So again, make sure you enter that over at PUBGmobile.com/redeem. Big thanks to them for hooking up the giveaway codes. That's pretty sweet.
Got the hookup. Gotta feel bad for Hot Jukes. Definitely getting the caster curse on the Panthers. I mean, the first team taken out here, 0 points. We were talking about Golden Eagles feeling good and hopefully being able to snowball with that nice team fight they had that we just saw a couple moments ago.
What is this?
What do you think about the Panthers? I mean, are they going to be big mad or big sad after?
They're big sad, man. They're big unstable at the moment. I feel like with what just happened to them at PMPL, for those that don't know, they had seemingly won the tournament only to have it stripped away. Now, insert the Miss America, Miss Universe meme here of Steve Harvey placing the crown on Miss Venezuela's head or whoever that was, and then, oh no, it's supposed to be Philippines, we got to take it away. That's kind of how it was, where it was like, you're the winner. Oh, never mind, we were wrong. There's a technicality or whatever. It was heartbreaking for the Panthers. They did enough in the last game to go from 6th place all the way to 1st, and only to have that be ripped away. So tough breaks for them, but how will they respond is the question. You can see Kindness and crew scoping out the likes of YKG from range here, and they decided, you know what, we want to crash these guys. So this is a battle of titans right off the bat. No pun intended. Joey getting knocked early. They're trying to keep him in the fight. Unable to. Joey eliminated first here. Unfortunate for YKG, but Hyper not looking to stop as they take down Fears.
Not looking to stop at all. GK first with some nice grenades in the shack to kind of apply that pressure, and 24K on the outskirts, the last one alive. Immediately spotted right there. Kindness most likely will be able to get picked up, of course, but Hyper definitely looking for that first place spot here tonight up against C4, and they have a tall task ahead of them because before this game they had 74 total points with C4 with 99. So C4 have a nice buffer right now, but C4 no points so far in game number 1.
All I know is we've cast or cursed the hell out of these guys so far tonight. So YKG on the sidelines, the Panthers on the sidelines, BOPE eviscerated so far. All that we have left is C4. And you can see Daddy Payne here from C4 laying down the law for range here. Hopefully, Neptura has not brought the curse. We'll keep tabs on this as it develops. But again, excuse one of the stories for me of the day. The first week that they had an opportunity to play in Premier was week 2. So they are short 4 games, which means they had an opportunity to try to guarantee themselves a spot in the Premier Finals. So I'm going to be watching them with great interest today to see if they can vault themselves into the top 12. Yeah. Currently, they sit in last place. That's not their fault, but even if we double their score as if they had played week number 1, they'd only be sitting just inside of the cutoff at 12th overall. So they got to pick it up today. But I've seen some great performances from them as well in the Challenger division. So hopefully Excuse can pull enough together to qualify without having to go through Challenger finals.
Yeah, very true. Great points you're making right there. And it looks like they caught a little bit of a luck break as well, because C4 were looking to press this compound, but then immediately pulling back out there in the distance for the time being. Both teams are going to be next to Runes, just a little south of it, and their current positions are in the circle. So they don't need to move right now. They can kind of be neighbors for the time being. So they're looking for that long game right now. Who is in the middle, though, after that fight? Hyper, dead center here at PB when we saw that zone a couple moments ago. That did center up on Gatka, by the way.
I want to know what the heck's going on with Dauntless, man. They got 7 points on the board, and I haven't even seen them yet. They are rip-roaring. And, you know, I will say, Dauntless is the team that I am kind of pulling for as kind of like the dark horse. Like, you know, I ride with YKG logo, obviously. But Dauntless I find really exciting to watch, and like I root for them. You know, they got some nice like vivid colors in their logo. Yeah. And I found myself like a little sad that they weren't participating in PMPL, right? So having an opportunity to watch them in the Titan series and seeing what they're doing week in, week out, like currently I believe they're in 3rd place overall. It's impressive. So really like the fact that they're, again, coming out hot, and they are going to be vying for that top position here.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Dauntless qualified too, right? Through Season 0, through the Challengers to compete in the Premier. So they've been just nothing but improving week after week, something that you love to see here from a squad. So definitely giving them flowers as well, PB.
100%. They actually, for Season 1, they were directly invited as one of kind of the invited teams, because we needed one more after, like, again, one of the teams that we had locked in is kind of leading off the charge was the Pittsburgh Knights, and they kind of went away before the season started, like the day before, and it was like, oh crap, like who are we gonna put in as the 16th team? And it just so happened that Dauntless was killing the T1 scrims right then and there, and so you know what, this is a great choice. Let's give them a chance, and hey, if they don't make it, the standings will show that. But looks like we made a great choice because they've been really solid, consistent. They're here every week, and they've got some star players on the team that can continue to deliver the goods each week. Klaus on the screen right here is one of my faves.
Nothing but goods right now. Nothing but goods. And not only that, we saw them moments ago. They did a good job at gatekeeping Execute. Execute looking to rotate through this general area, but they were taking some shots at them, and they forced Execute, or at least the duo still alive, to send it down there in the south. So they're doing a great job as we have 11 teams to go. Now Dauntless is going to be looking across the way. They don't know, but we know it's going to be K19. As we mentioned earlier.
One of the things I'm kind of giggling at, Dave,
What?
I'm reading chat right now, and it says,
What does it say about me?
Who's everybody rooting for tonight? Neptura's, throwing some prompts out there. Appreciate that, Neptura. Green Little Monster replies, need to figure out who's where first. Crying laughing emojis. Like I feel you, fans. Like, it's like, I was rooting for some players, and it's the same thing for me, like the NBA or football or whatever. Like, I find myself oftentimes as a fan of like a particular player. And like when they get traded, it's like, all right, well, I'm still a fan of that player, therefore, by proxy, a fan of the team now. And I feel like a lot of that type of sentiment or emotion could be going into rooting for these teams as well, as many of them have kind of mixed things up, shifted around, and as we've said, roster mania has taken place. And again, we'll be taking stock of that, seeing how things shake out and how these new teammates are bonding and what the chemistry looks like as we kind of move through the evening tonight.
Yeah, and thanks, by the way. Chat, good looks. Over here, Dauntless, they're going to be rolling right behind Team Mobility, who they were previously occupying the top of Mount Everest, but with the next circle shift going down there towards the south, pulling a little towards Pachinki, it forced them out of their high ground. So we have a couple fights out there in the distance as we are going to be looking at C4 getting a nice little centralized compound.
We're going to get a Pachinki circle, Dave, here for game number 1. What's going on? What do you think of Pachinki anyway? You like that city? You hate it? What's your thoughts on Pachinki?
Well, I have one of these terms, and getting stinky in Pachinki, Getting stinky in Pachinki. Man. So I'm all about
I say
Pachinki.
it all the time.
I'm all about
every
Pachinki.
morning I wake up and recite that to myself.
Will I get stinky in Pachinki today, PB? Looks like it did pull off of the actual city, but it is going to be on those fields out there that could be pretty dangerous if you don't have vehicles to kind of create your own little car forts out there. So we'll see if it keeps pulling that way.
Absolutely. Very dangerous. You got to love the positioning of Hyper, taking that fight early on with YKG. It pans out not only in the fact they keep all 4 alive and finish a top competitor and rival in the region, but they also get center zone, which you got to love, especially given the lack of compounds to occupy at this point in the game, as we see K19 just about to skirt through Excuse, and I'm curious to see how this shakes up.
Yeah, definitely going to be paying attention to kill feed right there. But Execute still, like you said, they were down a member, but they're still going to be up over here. Selfless in the front lines, looking to get a grenade tossed on a Robert down way. Not sure they'll be able to connect, but Execute right there on the edge of the play zone for the time being. Fingers crossed it goes towards them, and it doesn't. Ooh. Completely opposite of this fight is where the zone goes, PB.
It really did. It's tough for Execute for sure, but interesting story. A couple of things happened there as we were watching that zone move. We saw the likes of Team Mobility get eliminated, and the interesting thing from them is that Excuse was able to mop them up and put 4 points in the leaderboard column for them, and that they really need that, right, to be able to move up and qualify here. Another thing that's interesting is Hyper continues to get challenged. We see them sit Dauntless down, and Dauntless is out of the game at this point, although they did rack up 7 points. So you gotta love to see that. And am I seeing who is that on the battleground? That's Selfless for Execute?
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, mixing up the rosters a little bit. Execute also participating in roster mania. Again, missing 2 players from the normal roster, and that is interesting. I don't see a Tensa tonight so far. I'm not saying he went anywhere, but he's not present. And then we see a new member in Juancho, and we only have Fate out there from kind of like the OG team.
Juancho trying to toss out some grenades and put a stop to Hayuya's push over here. Looks like the Dope Slayers did lose 2 off of that push from Execute. Bray was kind of behind that tree, was able to confirm 1, if I'm not mistaken, or at least get a knock. But looks like they're going to be able to pick up Selfless, as Clint said, a.k.a. Casper. So a little name change action as well. So Robert still on the high ground, going to be snaking it out for the time being. Looks like Hayuya looking for some type of distraction, off angle from the shack. Remember, this is not in the next circle, so let's see if Robert can really pull one out here. be 3 essentially. There's 1. There's 2. It's up to Wancho now. The distraction play was the play, PB. Oh!
Yeah, nice play there. We got Hayuya in the distance. Dude, Juancho might just clutch the hell out of this. Look at this. Hayuya driving. Where is he going? 1 bullet on him, and he is a done duck here. Hayuya trying to make it through this field. Juancho gets the best of Robert, though, and that's a tough spot to be in. This is chaos right now, and I just want to point out that Selfless, you know, you mentioned it, but just want to drive that home that is Casper from. So I did misspeak there. But, you know, when people just change their name out of nowhere, that'd be like if, you know, I'm on Powerbank today, but tomorrow I'm going to go by Falcon, you know? Like, that,
I like that,
it
though.
might not maybe resonate for some people.
I like that, though. I like that a lot.
It's a pretty cool name.
Yeah, that is. I mean, you had to pick, like, the coolest name change, just throwing it out there. So, Falcon getting into this game. Looks like C4. Looks like Daddy Payne, the last one alive for C4. C4 only 4 elims, and right now, we were talking about the fields. We got N-Hyper looking right on top of him.
UZZ trying to connect through the smoke to Coops and looking for Daddy Payne, about to be Daddy eliminated. We'll see if he's able to stay alive over there. Coops and JP47 from C4 just trying to hang on. Really solid performance, though, from C4 so far this tournament. Again, they'll take it. You know, picked up a respectable 7. So, I mean, even in an off match for them, they still pick up the top 5. Get some elims, and right now this is between N-Hyper and it looks like the Ultimate Gaming squad. They've got 4 alive as well here, but on the outskirts of the zone, they will have to rotate in, but they are the team that can do it right now. Look at the off angle here from QZZ.
Yeah, Ultimate Gaming definitely have the biggest challenge with trying to break their way into the zone, as it is a little north of them, and they are going to have at least 3 players ahead of them, so really curious to see what they can accomplish, especially with QZZ already kind of playing gatekeep down there in the south. So it looks like Ultimate Gaming are going to be piling up in vehicles. This is what we were looking to see if they can do, and it looks like a couple of them were able to break into the circle here, PB.
Yeah, there it is. That's going to be it for Golden Eagles. Golden Eagles out in 4th place. Ultimate Gaming getting it done. Scar goes down. This is going to be where QZZ can play a big role, and just like that, just eviscerated. That was impressive. And now it's down to a solo. It's FY from K19, the new member. And N-Hyper's going to wrap up their first chicken dinner of the week. I'm trying to get premature here, but they have a beat on them. And just like that, it's going to be squished like a pancake. Maybe FY still getting used to playing on the big stage here with the big boys. A new member to K19 this week. But hey, gotta say, K19 picking up a 2nd place with a brand new roster, Dave. You gotta love that.
Yeah, not only that, FY was the only player on the team to get the eliminations, but they got 8 eliminations. So what do you think about that, Falcon?
I think that's a high-flying performance, Dave. That's a lot of elims right there. And if they can keep, you know, grasp of that type of performance with their talents, they should be good to go for the remainder of today. You might even see K19 qualified. But the story of the first game is N-Hyper, man. They came out looking for something to prove. They did not have the performance they were looking for at PMPL, not ultimately winning it, and not even finishing in actually, I think with the shift in the standings, they might have got 2nd. But hey, 11 elims in game number 1 tonight, 2,400 damage is certainly respectable, and that is going to inch them even closer to C4, who only put up 7 points. So I would imagine that things are going to get pretty close. Any surprises that you saw in that first showdown, Dave?
Definitely K19, you know, that one player, FY, being able to pull out a massive game when it comes to elims. Want to see more from Wanted Vigilantes as we look and talk about the teams tonight who are making the roster swaps. You kind of want to see them start strong here in the Titan Series Season 1, just so they can have a good start playing together as a squad or whatnot. But the biggest surprise to me has to be the Panthers, 16th, 0 points. Hot Jukes, I got to know. What happened, man? What happened with your Panthers here in game number 1?
They got 15th day. They weren't 16th. I mean, come on. You shortened them a whole spot. I mean, that's a whole difference of 0 points that you shorted them.
A goose egg is a goose egg.
The Panthers, for sure. We got to hear from Hot Jukes, man. You cursed them. You picked. It was the wrong pick, just like mine was, all right. So all of us whiff on the prediction for game number 1. But Hot Jukes, what'd you feel about the Panthers?
They shouldn't have ate that popcorn before they started the Titan series. You know what I'm saying? I think their fingers just slipped as they are just, yeah, they just screwed up. What can I say? I mean, I can't believe it. 16th place out the rip, but who knows? I'm gonna give them the Hot Jukes excuse card, baby. You know, the first punch, saying, "Hey, you know what? It's only game 1. You know, they just got back from PNPL. They all that goodness." So yeah, 1 game excuse card. They only get 1 though.
All right, let me elaborate a little bit further on that point. So what happens when you fill the punch card? Like, how many punches is there? Are we talking 3 punches, 5 punches, 10 punches? What happens when you get to the end of the card? You get a free something?
Free chicken.
Free chicken, as well as your team gets roster swapped about 4 times before the next tournament.
Fair enough. Neptura, coming to you. How did you think game 1 went tonight?
I thought that was very interesting, honestly. A lot of, like, we were talking about how all these roster changes are going to be bringing some new things to the table this week, and I think we definitely saw that. Especially, you know, some of these teams coming in a little bit stronger, a little bit more passive from a lot of teams. Wumavi not being one of those teams. Or no, they're not Wumavi anymore. Almost did that last week. They're Wanted Vigilantes. Of course they are. You know, coming in here a lot passive. You know, that's to be understood, really. That's to be expected when you're coming in first game squad on the roster like this. But, yeah, looking very, very good indeed. And I do have to mention Hyper coming in bang. I mean, I was speaking to Shifan a little bit this morning, and I asked PNPL, and he said, you know what, we're actually still well, but, you know, we want to do super well. We just didn't do what we thought we were going to do. And so I think we're seeing a little bit of frustration coming here with a really good game coming into.
Look at those shots, man.
Wow.
Robert with the laser. Woo! Man, he looked
Insane.
good. But I don't know if he just didn't know Juancho was there. I think he kind of like got lost in the sauce there, like started feeling himself a little bit, went for some finishes and didn't realize, we might want to finish that fight first. But Ultimate Gaming, man, they look like they had a chance here, taking down the likes of the Golden Eagles, and just like that, just gone off the map. They had 4 down to none, but ultimately, I think they'll take a 3rd place to start out. I will say in week 1, Ultimate Gaming in the top 3 in 2 different matches, and they start out tonight in the top 3 as well. Gotta love the slow-mo Frogger play at the end. Taking a peek at the rankings, though. Here's how the first game shook out, and you see a few things, I think, on this first page. One is a few points going to a bunch of different teams, so that'll be helpful, but Hyper really gaining ground here. 14 points closed on C4 Esports, and so that margin of lead for C4 getting a little uncomfortable here. We'll see if they have an answer for it here shortly, but taking a look at the second page, we've got 9 through 16, and for me, the key, teams that we're looking at here, Excuse and Dauntless. 4 points for Excuse. That's helping them inch their way towards that 12th place cutoff. And then Dauntless, they're still doing everything they can to stay in that top 3, and obviously trying to lock in a qualification for the Premier Finals. Mustache Dave, walk us through the overalls, man. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing Hyper after that last game able to close the gap big time. Now they're only 11 points behind C4 in that first place position. So C4 game 2 really need to pick it up here, little PB, if they want to continue to maintain this first place spot.
They got some work ahead of them, that's for sure. 3 chicken dinners apiece between C4 and Hyper. You can see the difference really on the rank points. The Elam's fairly even right now, but definitely going to keep an eye on that kind of moving forward. We also have Execute still below the line. I want to see if they can bring in, a 4th player. I think would be helpful. We've got somebody in chat saying that it's not Casper that Selfless is not Casper. So Celeste is Casper, not what the hell? I don't know what's going on. Not Casper, it's me. Who the freaking
They're
hell
typing
knows?
in chat. Yeah.
Is it Casper? Somebody verify this. I think it's Casper, but chat's trolling. If whatever. So let's go ahead, take it to the replay package that we've got prepped for Neptura. Break down the action for game number 1.
Heck yeah, let's look at it, because I wanna talk about this. Just real, my screen's frozen. Hang on, give a second. Screen is frozen. Here we go, we're good. Okay, so I just want to look at this very quickly here. So I thought they had interesting play here. I would have expected them to just immediately as soon as that zone kind of went away from them, but they didn't. If you map, they actually had a few teams down to the bottom there, so they couldn't really do that. You know what? They had more information than I did, they made the right call. However, first of all, this play coming around, Hayuya, he did an excellent play here. The off angle was so good. But if we can, once Robert actually comes up, if we could just pause that when he pops up to take these two out, because this is what I really want to talk about. Yeah, pause rear. This. Where are they looking? Not at Robert, not at him. And what has happened is Hayuya has actually distracted them, and I don't think Q are too good of a fall for a distract like that. I think here is that they've got. Like, my God, there's somebody over there. We need to make sure Juancho doesn't get taken out here. He needs to be the one to save us. Blah blah blah. But there's nothing. They've panicked. There's no sort of counterplay to that. They've just focused all in on Hayuya, left Robert to his own devices, and he's actually, for them, Juancho actually been able to win get out, but at the cost of the rest of his team. He's just a solo and he goes out pretty easy. So gotta think these things through. You gotta get those smokes going. Get that tree was right there. So that's all. But
passionate
it's
about this point you are in Artura. I gotta wonder though, does the Bugatti qualify as a van? Like, the reason I ask is because Hayuya rolls up in the Bugatti, just gets all of the attention as if he's got the slider door open, offering candy and puppies, because Execute was locked in on Hayuya.
Yeah.
You could see on the minimap, they were just beeline on that opposing player. Just, no care at all with what was going on the flank, right in front of them, presenting clear and present danger. So anyways, Bugatti, van, I don't know. Chat,
ice cream truck.
Yeah,
maybe. There's music going.
Who knows? Hot Jukes, what the heck's going to happen in game number 2, man? We saw some crazy plays here in game 1. We're still trying to make heads or tails of the rosters. We saw a few that stayed pretty consistent, C4 being among them. But again, how do we feel about game number 2? From my end, and Hyper looks super dominant in game number 1.
I mean, I think Hyper really all they have to work on is their clutch factor. That's where I think they really need to suffer the most. I mean, yeah, they start out the game great. Mid-game is amazing. It's towards that end of that tournament, the last few games, where we see them fall off. So if I were them, I would be putting in a whole bunch of work to just try and calm those nerves and imagine that this is an end game scenario and clutch it up there, because that's where I feel like they fall. But another team that I've been looking at that really performed well was K19, right? K19, especially having that new roster. We saw, what was it, FY with 8 eliminations to start things off. So, I mean, that's a heck of a start for them.
That's amazing. A whole lot of kills in one game, that's for sure. So you guys may have, remembered back in the day, there was this nice deep voice that got released into PUBG Mobile. Who said things like, absolutely not. And, hide behind that tree. I hope it's a skinny one. That could sound familiar, but there's a voice even deeper than mine that has made its way into the game. That is none other than Tensa. Hey. If you guys want this voice pack, we've got some giveaways for you. Now, he used to be a member of the Pittsburgh Knights, currently sporting the Execute logo, but on screen, you guys will find some codes if you want to copy those down and enter them in, again, over at pubgmobile.com/redeem. If you go there, enter the code. If you're one of the first people to grab that, then, lucky you. You can speak in-game with commands directly from Tensa himself. It's quite an awesome voice pack. I recommend you guys pick that up. So, again, big shouts to PUBG Mobile for hooking it up with the Tensa voice pack giveaway. And thanks to production for putting that on the screen. Let's go ahead and take a peek at what's coming up next in just 1 minute. That means we need to get to predictions. Here we come on Miramar. First and foremost, Neptura, hit us with the prediction.
Oh, wow. Think very quickly here. Golden Eagles. I'm going to go them. They did really well on that Erangel. I think they generally do quite well on Mirror, if I'm remembering correctly. So I'm gonna be repping the Kakas out there. So I'm gonna do that.
Dang, all right. Coming to me next. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna settle in. Let's go in Hyper. I'm front running today a little bit. Gonna go with in Hyper. I thought they looked super dominant last game. Really polished. Everyone else seems to be kind of trying to figure it out. I don't know. Hyper's my pick. Lock it in. Let's go ahead and throw it to Dave and Hot Jukes to take it away for game number 2 on Miramar. Fellas, hit us with your predictions and take it away.
Let's go, baby. Match number dos here as we're headed to the wonders of Miramar. Dave, what do you feel about your predictions, brother? Who are you gonna? I'll let you go first.
My predictions have been on point here all Titan series long.
That's true.
So I'm just saying, like, the team I call guaranteed, like a top 3, guaranteed with at least 5 elims. So let's see who needs the guarantee. That's what I'm looking at here. Who needs the top 3 5 elims guarantee? I think Excuse. I'm gonna go with Excuse just because they didn't play in week 1. They only played 1 week. So if this team could outclass Execute, Golden Eagles, and BOPE, heck, they deserve it. They deserve it. So I'm gonna give it to them here this game. Hot Jukes.
Why not? Why not? Swinging for the fences. I mean, me, every time I see, I'm cheating because I get to see the playing path. So I'm picking YKG. All right. I think I have to go with them. I have no choice because when you have a playing path like this, it leaves El Pozo wide open. And with that, good things happen. Good things happen for YKG, Dave.
So what you're saying, if I'm reading between the lines, YKG 16th place, no elims.
That's correct.
You playing mind games with me, Hot Jukes?
I am, dude. DBS Dave, I know you're here to frag out, but you know what? Today, I'm throwing up donuts, baby.
All right, that's where it's at. Talking about that's where it's at. Legend out here from BOPE with the Jinx skin. Love to see it. Love to see it. So, game number 1. Pretty big upsets when it comes to these new roster swaps. They didn't really perform like they wanted to. Oh, the circle. Number 1. Yeah. So you were talking about a plane path, Hot Jukes. What about that again? Where?
You know what? I'm starting to think of some other squads here, Dave, for my prediction. What about yours? Excuse taking down the Slim Bot, the Slimerino. Pepino going down early. That hurts. Oh, and oh wow, Matt getting another. Chrissy's in trouble.
Ooh, okay. Hoops.
Coops Jr.
4 on the rooftop right there.
Hacienda.
Yeah, we got a bunch of fights happening right now all at the same time. Looks like Poppy Sour is going to be alive. Little 2-2 split from BOPE here. Legend is spotted, tagged, and bagged. Daddy Payne is going to be making the push with the mini, though. Hot Jukes making the push in the open with the mini. Okay, swapping on over to the UMP.
Winchester.
Poppy Sour is ready to go.
Poppy only has the winnie, dude. He has the winnie.
That's all you need.
That's your gun. That's all. That's your
all
gun,
you
Dave.
need. That's all you need. 1v4 easy.
1v4.
Just hit it.
Oh, you won! Oh, it's a shotgun. You had the shotgun too. All right. I thought that was a winnie headshot.
That was
about
a headshot.
freak.
Yeah, that would have been something else.
I was about to freak out, but you know what? He should have believed in the Winchester, Dave. I mean, that is the gun.
That was the mistake.
For everybody watching, right? Go into PUBG Mobile. Look at the tutorial. All right. Take a look at that Winchester tutorial.
Yeah.
Hear that voice.
Yeah.
And learn.
Have you even watched it, Jukes? Tell me the
truth.
I've
watched it 3 times, Dave. And you know what? I've never been better with the Winchester ever since.
for people who are like, what are these people talking about? I did a tutorial on the Winchester, and it's in the game. All right, I'm not flexing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm the Winchester master. That's my nickname out here. So it is what it is, Hot Jukes.
Dude, for those of you guys who don't know, his real name is Winnie Davini. Senior.
Yeah, PB is the Falcon. I'm Winnie Davini.
Yes,
Senior.
Winnie Davini.
Winnie Davini Senior, because I'm so good with the Winchester 94.
And he was born in 94.
In 94. Max. So let's check out this replay because the team that I said is going to win, Excuse. Look at that baby with the fadeaway on the Christie. That's good.
That's real good. Excuse started off strong here. All right. Oh, with the punch out too. Vicious. The savagery here in the Titan series. I love it. You know what? I think we're seeing squads battle out for certain locations here, Dave. C4 started off with 2 eliminations on the, and that's going to be on the BOPE. And Daddy Pay catches a 3rd on a no-hacks. Nightcrocs going for an off angle, but I think he's going to be going to the lobby here in a second if he keeps fighting this out.
Up.
Oh, yeah, he's in trouble.
Ooh, yeah, that just gave away your
You better run.
Yeah, C4 really trying to go pedal to the metal here.
What? He challenged this. Oh, he actually going to catch scoops, but from the off angle.
Yeah, you're not getting it first. So C4 really trying to go pedal to the metal after realizing game 1, they let their foot off the gas just a little bit, and Hyper took full advantage of that, you know, and not only 11 points behind C4 in that first place position. So C4 looking to stay at the top here, but Hot Jukes
fights all over.
Yeah, MEZEXIS remix. What about that, Jukes? That's a big one.
It's ridiculous. I mean, look at this. I mean, I'm seeing Excuse get taken down by Onder. There's an Excuse Wanted Vigilantes battle going out. Like, that looks crazy here. Ultimate Gaming, is this a third party? I mean, we're seeing just eliminations all over the place.
You know why? It has to do with the circle. Remember, the circle is about 40 to 35% water out there to the east. So that takes away a lot of the land here on Miramar. Not something you're used to seeing on Miramar, by the way. So I think with that circle shift, definitely forcing these teams to get into uncomfortable predicaments here. Game 2, early game.
Wild, dude. So what are your thoughts on Remix, Dave?
I was going to say, yeah, Remix. Where is Remix? Number one question for me, you know, where is he? Number 2, if there was a team for Remix to go to, Execute. There it is. I see it.
Execute.
Yeah, Remix, for reference, was the top player in this lobby when it comes to damage and he lives. So.
Kimchi from Team Mobility having to deal with K19. The Thompson. Too good.
Dude, FY too good. FY doesn't miss those, man. Game 1, 80 limbs from FY alone. The rest of the team just kind of supporting them, giving them the room to make these moves happen. But FY with the Tommy gun, just too good.
Heck, maybe FY is Remix for all we know. I mean, because or maybe Remix 2.0. Either or. I mean, it is pretty insane to see here. These roster swaps obviously having a huge impact, I think, on a lot of these teams' play style in general. But, you know, here in the Titan series, I think we're seeing a lot more hot drops than normal, because I think maybe you see some of these new players, new rosters looking to kind of challenge and claim certain cities as their own going forward.
And you have to make a name for yourself. Like, if this is your first shot at competitive and you've been playing in scrims or, you know, just lesser lobbies, like, now's the time to really try to shine when you're on the big screen, you know? So you'll love to see it from some of these players starting possibly their competitive career on a high note here, Hot Jukes.
Yes, sir, indeed. One of the teams I'm definitely excited for has got to be C4, because, I mean, they're going up against some of the top teams in this region, and they have been bodying them for the most part. I mean, they're still holding on to that number 1 slot. They definitely got to watch out for an Hyper. Yet, I mean, regardless, they have to be pretty pumped here. And I think PB made a good point, right? Because a lot of squads are obviously coming down from all the P and PL shenanigans. But C4, they didn't play in it, so this has been their main focus, and I think we're really seeing them shine here.
Yeah, they definitely have a bright future ahead of them. And I love that this team has stuck together, even though there's so many options when it comes to free agents right now. You know, they have something that works, and they're going to stick through it and see what happens on the other end of things. So C4 doing a great job. Next circle does shift. Looks like C4 might have an opportunity to possibly gatekeep Ultimate Gaming. We got YKG, we got Dauntless. So C4's position right now might allow them to kind of get involved here towards the mid-game.
Well, I saw in the chat, dude, that the big peanut butter himself, Powerbank, said expecting big things from Dope. And looking at this zone, it's looking quite good for them, Dave. So as long as they're able to just really hunker down and fight squads on their way in, they should do pretty well here. As we see the rest of the teams on the drive over. Valak in the monster truck, making the great rotation.
The great rotation, using that main road out there on the east coast of Miramar, but they're not the only teams, because I believe Hyper also going to be in the mix, might be spotting them out. But over here, Craze, the last one alive for Team Mobility. No problems out here. Looks like Matt going for the hunt down, possibly. Yeah.
He's
they
checking.
want this point. They want this point here, Hot Jukes.
I think Rosh saw him. I think Rosh maybe from up high saw him. Maybe he even got shot at.
Oh, Hot Jukes, by the way, shout out
What's
to
up?
you, man. You got like 3 people going to go watch the tutorial. So
Let's go, baby.
You're a great salesman. They're like, hey, I'm going to go watch that.
Do it.
So
Do it.
talking about that, while you're looking at the tutorial, we got some UC on the line as well. So make sure while you're watching that Winchester tutorial, you're also typing in the code to claim some UC out here, Hot Jukes.
Let's do it. Let's get it going. PUBGMobile.com/redeem. If you haven't typed it in already, it's probably gone. But you know what? Be prepared for that next one. All right, everybody?
True.
Make sure you go onto the screen right now. Hit that little wheel at the bottom right. Put it into 2x speed so you can make sure you are the most live you possibly can be.
This guy knows. This guy knows how to get them codes. And talking about who knows, Kindness with this scar from downtown, trying to pop those tires on the monster truck over here. Look at that. Look at this. I mean, they see the team out there in the distance, and they're just trying to close the gap, trying to push it here on the Panthers. You love to see the proactive plays here from Hyper, Hot Jukes.
Hyper staying strong. Always looking for that high ground in Hyper is. I mean, they're like Billy Goats here. And you can see QCZ. Some little tappity tap taps from up high. He's going to go back down low. Who's low?
So with Remix being MIA, that opens up the Season 1 to Kindness QZZ to kind of play catch-up on the total elims and possibly even chase down that MVP slot here. So we'll stay up to date with them, of course, as YKG right now. Looking like they might be in a fight with C4. We were kind of alluding to this a little earlier on just based off the C4's position. So if they could defend against YKG, that would be massive for this squad.
Let's see if they can get it done, though. YKG, so close by, starting to collapse onto C4. Fears with a beautiful angle here. That shouldn't be a problem. Coops is the one that he definitely got to watch out for. But Coops is out of position as well. But he did buy a little bit of time for Ghoul, but just enough time for him to get knocked.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah. So C4 pretty much let YKG push up for free right there. Didn't even see him move. Didn't see any grenades, any mollies tossed out, or even pre-fire. So YKG were able to take their vehicle and send it right on the little hilltop that C4 were holding down right there. So maybe a little miscommunication from this team. I mean, six points. I mean, they're going to be feeling fine here with what they accomplished in this game, but that's going to allow in Hyper with only 1 point, but they still have the whole team alive to really play catch up here for that first place spot this game.
Well, Dave, they got 6 eliminations pretty fast, C4 did, so that's going to definitely help them out regardless of the position they go out here. So that's really, I like the fact that they were really proactive on getting that done real quick because, you know, they fought such an experienced team like YKG and it didn't work out well. At the same time, they're still putting points on the board. So I think they're utilizing a very strong strategy, right, to maintain that first place spot. At the same time, you know, you want to stay to that end game, Dave. And speaking of stay to that end game, that's something I am hoping to do here, Dave, because I just got a little flash flood warning. So if my power goes out, you know why.
Staying to the end game. Hot Jukes right there. So we'll keep tabs on your situation, IRL. Thanks for the flag over there. Talking about keeping tabs. Next circle. The center. Nobody's in it. Everyone's playing the edge right now, Hot Jukes.
Yeah, everyone is just stuck trying to edge their way in. That's always good for these fights too, right? Because anytime you hold edge, you know that there's going to be a team coming or you can possibly third-party a squad in. But if that zone just hardships away from you, you're looking at a, 4th, 5th place finish. So for YKG, I don't think that's any problem. They got 6 eliminations. They're feeling good. But for a lot of these squads, they're definitely going to have to make something happen.
Yeah, and talking about these squads, MEZEXIS being one of them in a position right now in the hard cover to maybe get a couple elims here onto Ultimate Gamers. They're kind of just scoping out the area. Oh, looks like Drake might have spotted one of them. Oh, passing right past.
Oh!
Bang! In the dirt, both players strafing back and forth, trying to connect these AKM shots, Hot Jukes.
Oh, Bane got bodied right there. I mean, the jump out from Trick and still taking him out is ridiculous. Yeah, I think even Cobra's like, nah, I don't want none of that, son. I'm out of here.
I'm gone.
I'm hopping in the bus and leaving.
The Cobra. And the thing is, the Cobra has the bus, but also has two
He's about to
Golden
get
Eagles
sent to the lobby,
members.
though. And he does. Trick catches Cobra, too. Right as we change cameras.
Cobra? Oh.
That sucks.
Well, it happens, man. It happens.
It does happen.
It does happen. Dauntless and the Panthers might be getting into a skirmish. Looks like Dauntless are all in a vehicle convoy, and I'm calling this fight out because you got the Panthers already set up for defense on the high ground, but you also got Dope Slayers in the area as well. So we're about to have a couple fights, like you mentioned, because all these teams right now kind of playing edge.
Oh! Goodbye.
Oh,
Dave,
man.
I'm a little bit of a mathematician, in case you didn't know. You know what the odds were that N Hyper was going to get blown up there?
What?
100%?
100%.
100%. Oh, what about
What are
Rosh
the odds
surviving?
that Rosh wins this?
10.
Tell me. 10%.
10%.
Ooh,
10%.
Okay. Okay. Well, we didn't expect that. All right. We didn't expect the off-angle support. So.
No, we did.
Well,
that's why it was 10.
Yeah, you did. So 4 points going their way. Still pretty consistent game for them when it comes to at least acquiring some type of points here. Golden Eagles getting the revive. QZZ still out here big chilling. You know who's still alive? Team Mobility Craze. Flowers to them. Still alive down there.
Wow. I will say this.
Solo.
When's the last time that you saw N Hyper get blown up in a vehicle via rotation?
Off the top of my head, never.
Exactly. I mean, this is different. So I don't know if it was this particular zone or if they were just trying something new, but it's, I mean, extremely rare we see them make a play like that. So it's going to make me question what's kind of going through the mind of N Hyper right now.
Not to do that again. That's probably
I think that's probably the first one, yeah.
Yeah. That's probably one of the ideas. So let's not do that again. But next circle goes up. QZZ should have a nice little stroll to the zone up there on the hilltops, and most likely will be able to continue to third-party Phoenix and MEZEXIS. So look at this, though. Execute the duo.
Oh,
yeah,
the duo, dead center. On some high ground, and Hyper also rocking the high ground. It's just QZZ left. He's going to have to Billy Goat his way into the edge of that next zone. But you know what? Dope looking really good. They have all 4. They don't have any eliminations yet, but they are creeping on that north side. YKG looking real good. 6 eliminations, 4 up as well. And they're very familiar with this area, so I'm expecting them to finish strong here. Hey, that could be a nice comeback game from MEZEXIS too.
Yeah, 6 elims. Yeah, and I think this is important for them as well because they, they're not only trying to prove to us, the viewers and the casters or whoever, but they're trying to prove to themselves that they don't need remix here, Hot Juke. So
oh my gosh!
Dauntless! Oh, in a skirmish with Phoenix right now, trying to avoid the mini red zone. There goes Killjoy. Take it out.
Did Terran G just heady that nade?
You seen John Wick?
I have, Dave. I have. But did John Wick headbutt a grenade?
in the 5th one, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, in the 5th one for sure.
The preview.
The preview.
The preview here.
Preview. Dauntless, they're kind of getting bodied though too because they're getting third party from Robert from behind, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So
classic Robert.
Classic Robert move right there. So I'm not even sure Dauntless, they weren't able to confirm those 2 elims right there. That feels bad. And now Ayuya trying to close the gap with some grenades and some smokes to allow Robert to make the pull up here. So talking about third party.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
That was perfect timing for Phoenix though, so they can get this full reset here. Ayuya is definitely applying some more pressure while we see one of the final remaining players of Phoenix on top of that hill, just giving them some intel. So a great reset for them. Robert's driving right into the belly of the bird's nest.
Classic Robert.
Classic Robert. Makes it out alive too.
Still alive though, Hot Jukes. I am just lost for words right there. Not sure how Robert was able to manage that one. Ooh,
Oh, what a
the
shot!
MP3 though. You love to see it. Let's see what Robert can do. Let's see how Robert answers the call right here. Ray with the grenade. Able to put a stop to the MG3.
Monazen with that nade. Doesn't hit the mark. Oh, but he eats one himself.
Yeah.
So, wow. Dope. Wow. 3 eliminations. Full team up. They're going to be able to edge their way into this next zone pretty easily. So they're looking pretty strong. YKG looks to be popping some shots onto execute, but it's still Juancho up. Juancho, one of the best players in this game, Dave. I'm going to start calling him Joey Jr. A lot of hopes for Juancho.
Joey's still alive too, so I'm not sure how Joey will feel about that. Let's see if Joey will take out Joey Jr., but 24K from the window. Oh! There's a point. Wall. I'll take that. Here's Juancho with the ricochet grenade off the windowsill. Possibly trying to take out Trick. Does have the EBS here.
Juancho! Juancho!
M4, so Juancho.
What are you looking at?
Some work right now, Hot Jukes.
What are you looking at, he said. You know, nice little...
Oh, only 10 slugs, so...
He's dead center, but he's big chilling. I mean, as long as he's in that house, everyone has to come to him. And it looks like Trick is looking like he's willing to pay some rent with Juancho here. At least for the time being, Dave. Maybe up until this next circle. After that, the lease expires.
Couple smokes on the first floor.
Sharing smokes, too. Very, very neighborly.
Going to dissipate here very shortly. So Chico from
Oh!
YKG sent it all the way down in the south right now. So YKG, to me, they're just looking to spread their wings and get some elims. But the downside to that is now Fears caught in the front line. That's going to be Dope Slayers looking to make the push here.
That's YKG feeling themselves just a little too much. Spread themselves a little bit thin. Fears is going to get taken out because of that. So I think now we're going to see YKG tighten things up. Here comes Joey looking to find an angle. He said that's not the one. Backs it up a little bit. 24K catches Robert GG, and you can just see things instantly turning around. Dope now in a little bit of trouble. Gonna have to full send it on in.
Yeah, both teams not really wanting to get stuck in the blue zone and the fight, so they immediately pop in their vehicles, try to reposition. They'll probably start the fight. Right
they need those vehicles.
Right where it ended. 24K. Got to heal up here. That's quick. Ooh, cooked a little too much. And 24K is like, yeah, I'm not going to wait around for the second one. Woo! One more bullet could do it, though.
So smart. I love how the fact that
Ray.
He jumped out immediately. He said, I'm not risking this. Jumps out. He is in this next zone. Big chillin'. So he's going to be applying. Or actually, he's barely outside of the next zone. But not too far away. So he's going to go ahead and hop back in his truck. Send it down the way just a little bit further. QZZ still alive.
Still alive.
For an hyper. Final play. Oh, and he's sneaking up on Dope. Sneaky.
They know. Yeah, Hayuya cooking a grenade. There goes the pre-fire from QZZ, pulling back just a little bit, trying to return a grenade in return, and they are taking the bait. Let's see what these grenades can do. How much damage can we get done? QZZ, there's one, but we can't connect on the other. And actually getting chunked out a little bit from the play zone right there as well.
QZZ, the MVP for PUBG Mobile Pro League North American Finals. Trying to put in some work there. And he actually did, but just couldn't catch the 2 players of Dope. But still, 7 points on the board for Hyper. It's going to make them feel pretty good. Big door open for YKG to have a pop-off match and get my prediction right here, Dave.
Yeah, I'm so happy we both predicted YKG to get the win. We're chicken dinner this game. So let's see. I mean, they got the numbers advantage. Hayuya getting taken out from the blue zone back there because they weren't able to get the revive. Was a massive L for Dope Slayers. But let's see, though. They still got the duo.
I'm going to tell you something right now.
Just a little bit here, Hot Jukes.
I'm going to tell you something right now, Dave. The only thing YKG need to worry about is Juancho. I'll tell you that right now.
Joey Jr.
Oh, the legend. Juancho. I'm telling you, one of the best players in this game. I played a lot of games with this guy recently. I have a lot of faith in him. And I have a feeling that Juancho is going to do something special here, Dave.
Does have a grenade ready to go. Looking to make Hot Juke's proud out here. I don't think that grenade will connect if we do toss that. Looks like they're just trying to grenade each other. Remember, you were talking about paying rents between Wancho and Trick. The thing is now Chico looking to move in over here themselves.
I will say, Dave, that at least did expire. So currently, they're trying to run it out for one more zone. But that's going to be about it here. 20 seconds left on the clock. We're going to see a little bit of a stalemate. YKG looking to get a little bit more real estate. Oh, actually, they're going to full send it onto Dope. Chico going for the run over.
Oh.
Misses.
They popped in the vehicle too, man. They didn't want that smoke, but Chico popping out with the UMP, dipping into the blue just a little bit. Nesquik is down, but where is 24K? There he is from behind with the grenade, taking out Bray.
Got him. That's Dope out of there. So Dope had a chance. They had the good zone, weren't able to finish it. So it's YKG versus Juancho and Trick.
You know, I've been playing with Wancho a lot lately, and I feel like Wancho can definitely win this one, Hot Jukes. Keep your eye on Wancho. Is going to be using that smoke wall to make the push right now on the Trick, but only has 10 slugs in the DBS. All you need is one, though. One to the dome will take out Trick. Trick pre-cooking this grenade. Looking for the lean peak grenade toss, and I think Wancho realizing the situation, trying to get the elim on the Trick, using 2 of those slugs.
Great movement there from Juancho. He's going to throw a smoke to have him chill out a little bit. Trick's in trouble! Gets mollied from Joey! It's YKG versus Juancho. Oh, that molly might do it. Oh!
Oh, no!
The threat of Juancho scared Joey so much, and he let that molly go just a little too early. That could be that nade it.
Joey has 6 grenades, though. 5 grenades to work with,
right? Juancho's in trouble. Juancho's got one of his own, though.
One.
Ain't gonna be good enough. It's over. YKG wins it. And in beautiful fashion here, Dave. I'm telling you, once they get El Bozo, they're good. And that zone was one of the worst zones for them. They had to travel so far from their landing spot, and they still won the game with a hell of a lot of chicken dinner. Oh,
so bad.
A lot of lemons.
A lot of lemons. A lot of lemons. And
talking
about limes, though, here, Hot Jukes. Execute. They got in second place with only 3 up. So what does that tell you for every other team in the lobby with the whole roster playing tonight?
Tensa is giving us some suspensa. I don't know. Right?
you're on a roll tonight, man.
I don't know,
Tensa
man.
With the suspensa.
I don't know. Maybe he's just letting us wait it out and figure things out. Who knows? Maybe the contract is still in negotiation. We don't know. I mean, who knows? Like you said, remix. Not there for MEZEXIS, so anything can happen.
Yeah, but MEZEXIS did get 3rd place, so I think that is good for the squad to kind of prove not only to themselves, but everybody else that they can get the job done here without their top player, you know? So I think that's also an important takeaway. Let's bring in Neptura and Powerbang, see what they have to say about game number 2.
Loved it, man. I thought Juancho was going to clutch there for a minute at the end. He just kind of hung out, got the compound, put out enough pressure to keep teams from crashing it. Because it's like, is that a squad down there? Is that a solo? You couldn't really tell, but Juancho ace with the shots and unfortunately loses the nade duel to Joey there at the end. But big fans of both Dope's play there. You saw me mentioning in chat, felt like they were kind of destined for big things. I think they finished in the top 3 or 4. Unfortunate kind of way things went down there. And man, I was really hoping that QZZ was going to kind of sneak up unexpected. Kind of behind. That would have been like a fun little play, but they sniffed it out. But ultimately, good job from Execute. Short-handed, picking up the 2nd place there. And I really like what I saw from them on Miramar. Yeah. Well, what did you think, Neptura?
It's good things. Good things happen to a lot of teams. Bad things happen to a lot of teams as well. I think we saw a few clutches coming through there. A few throws as well. But no, massive GGs to YK. Excellent controlling of that final zone. So to see it, PB, it was great.
Heck yeah. So as we saw early on in this one, FY back out on the battlegrounds, just doing his thing, taking down Kimchi here. Not a fan, I guess, of the old cabbage. And this was an interesting zone for me. I mean, early on in this one, I mean, it was just toxic right from the start. Half in the water from the first circle. And that is not something you see very often. C4 here, fortunate to get away with one player alive. Daddy Payne made it over the edge. And, you know, they made it a little bit longer in this one. But running against the YKG Buzzsaw there, we're going to see things tighten up in the top of the standings for sure. We'll check on those here momentarily. We also saw MEZEXIS do something good here, so it wasn't all bad. They took down Ultimate Gaming with the swiftness, and even though no remix, you know, they were still sort of doing some things. I think Ultimate Gaming forgot to fire back, though. Jukes, I don't know if did you disable their triggers? What happened?
I did. And I disabled the autopilot for Hyper 2 right there.
It happens, man. I heard you guys talking about it in game where, you know, when's the last time you saw Hyper taken down on rotation? And man, how did that not, I mean,
he pettied that.
Actually swallowed it. That was like some Wile E. Coyote, like swallow a roadrunner grenade and just boing, and it's fine. Just respawn, no big deal. Look at this play though. From how do you even say this dude's name? You hook me up on this one, Jukes.
It's Mata Piranha. So Killer Piranha.
Ooh,
cool. I couldn't make sense of all of the caps all next to each other. I didn't know where that was broken up, but Mata Piranha. Okay, cool. I like it. Killer Piranha.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, my whole point was just to compliment them on the gunplay. Very nice.
Speaking of piranhas, though, I mean, YKG, once they got this zone, I mean, it was all over. But then it was a little scary there for a second.
Here is Joey going up top, and, you know, that'll happen. You know what's funny was when I was watching this on replay, all I saw was him throw the bottom stairs, and I was like, how did he kill him with the molly upstairs? Like, I never saw the first one go out, and that was kind of funny. Anyway, Joey getting it done here. Really nice job from him. We have the match report to take a peek at. There's a lot of YKG up there as Trick does make an appearance for MEZEXIS with the longest elim of the game. Nobody cracking 1,000 damage here in this one, but they will take a nice balanced performance with 24K and Fears chipping in a big way, along with Joey taking down that final elim. YKG picking up yet another chicken dinner. So excited to see what the standings look like for the game, and YKG picking up 21 points, and you can see Hyper, Dauntless both picking up 8, and I don't see C4 anywhere, so there's some ground that has been gained, and I'm liking the way this is shaping up. This is getting pretty tight at the top of the tables. I can already feel it, and we take a peek at the bottom half here. Excuse chipping away with 4 more points. Dave, what's going on with BOPE?
Yeah, BOPE are saying nope. I don't think we're going to qualify for the next round. We are going to play in the Challenger Finals, and that might be their plan. Remember, this team looking to develop that synergy with the new roster mania that we keep chatting about here today, PB. But one team that I'm really looking at here today has to be K19, you know, with a whole new team, all new players, which we haven't seen before in the past. And look at that, K19 now technically within the qualifiers, that top
execute as well.
Ooh, and execute, good call. With only 3
snuck in. Yeah, only 3 players. Like, maybe that's the new move, guys. I mean, we were sitting chilling down in that after the cutoff, and now they have made it in by 1 point, but still 2 matches to play here. We'll see if they can clutch it up. Looking at the top of the table, so C4 still on top, but will it last? The lead has dwindled. They came in with over a 20-point lead, and it has dwindled to 9. So that is interesting, to say the least. We'll keep an eye on that, as again, the top 4 spots has gotten pretty close. But that is going to do it for the first half of our show. Again, 2 more matches to come. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with game number 3. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Absolute battle here. Let's see what Kindness can do.
There's
Gets one.
Only seeing Team 14 player 3 was finished.
So there is vague information.
Generic hidden information.
Getting the frags underneath.
Love the finish.
Golden Eagles here on the push. They might regret this, yeah.
He's gaming. He is
Good
gaming.
frag.
Oh, this one might
Great
hurt.
frag.
Terran for 3.
From downtown. You gotta make sure your guns are reloaded when you're pulling up on a team like C4, man, but they're not out of it yet. Fears coming in with the UMP.
lot of talk of food going on right now
Yeah.
amongst the staff. We're going to get to that here shortly. Obviously, had an exciting first couple of games, feeling things out. Squad starting to get a hang of the chemistry and, the communication amongst themselves. But we got a match 3 to look forward to. Guys, only 2 remaining games until the qualifiers wrap up, and we send on 12 teams to the Premier Finals, which will be next Thursday. 4 teams that don't make the cut tonight will be relegated to the Challenger Finals. They'll have to fight it out. That is going to be interesting. Taking a peek again at the overall standings, those 4 teams, as it sits right this moment, are BOPE, Excuse, Golden Eagles, and Team Mobility. The interesting thing, though, is Excuse is making some progress tonight. Again, these guys joined the league a bit late. They were promoted after one of the teams forfeited in week 1, so they started fresh in week 2, and they're trying their best to get that free pass to the Premier Finals. So we take a peek at what's coming up next. It's Sanhok this week. We've got 50 seconds until the game starts. That means predictions. So, Dave, I hear you have a taco to eat, my friend, so I'm going to call on you first to give us your prediction for the game.
I am once again going to call out the big guns here because this team needs to get some placement points. Excuse. I want Excuse to be top 12. Like, that is what I want here today, PB, besides my taco.
I love the call. I love the call. I'm going to go ahead and go next. My pick for game number 3, as much as I like YKG for this one, I'm going to go with Dauntless. I feel like they haven't been super noisy this week, and they've been a pretty consistent team so far in the Titan series. They're chilling in like 3rd, maybe 4th place. I can't remember, but they're near the top. They're in the top 4 right now. They need to put something together, so I'm going to go with Dauntless. And for this one, Neptura, you're going to be on the cast along with Hachi. So y'all take it away. Have some fun in the jungle. And don't forget to hit us with your predictions as well.
Let's go. Here we go. We are headed into Sanhok, baby. I am so excited. Also, my first time ever casting with you, Neptura. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for some Sanhok action?
I am Juke. Excited for some Sanhok action. Gotta love it. And yeah, super excited to be on the desk with you this first time, like you said. So I'm excited. A little bit nervous. So
you got this. You got this. Couple deep breaths, right? And just let it ride. Just like these players have to.
Oh, exactly. I was just gonna say it's very chaotic, very, very quickly. We've seen what kind of action can come down onto Sanhok here. And yeah, honestly, they're gonna be wanting to go fairly quickly, especially if that zone does a Miramar like it did last game, Jukes. I'm wondering where that zone's gonna be going.
Well, I'm gonna bet we're gonna get a cave finish because that's my dream. Okay, I want the zone to finish cave at least one time in my PUBG Mobile career, just as a caster. I want to cast a cave finish so bad. It hasn't happened yet, and I don't think it's gonna happen now. But a boy can dream.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think we all have those. Oasis on Miramar is another one where I think all of us really just want that kind of finish to happen, and yet it eludes us. So, have to see. Maybe this time is our game, Jukes. Maybe we will get that cave finish. Would love to see it, but that zone is making us wait. And in the meantime, I'm seeing.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yes, that is definitely what we're saying. Okay, PUBG. Thank you. I like it.
Neptura, Lucky Charm. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Let's go.
That's me.
Go. So things starting off here. What do you think so far? Anything standing out to you?
I mean, I'm seeing C4 make a run for it in just a little bit. They got that kind of 2-2 split going, but we generally... Yeah, Pinon is a very odd sort of place to be, really, because it's very difficult to actually win. So you kind of see C4 doing this kind of 2-2 split here. Excuse, they've got a pretty good handle on the situation. So I don't know if they're going to want to back out of this one, Jukes, or if they're going to go for it. I mean, we've seen them do these kinds of things before. They definitely have that gun power to actually do that. But at this point, I think it's just a bit of a waiting game. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Oh my God! You know what? I heard taco on the desk, and that's all I've been thinking about since. So we forgot to give our predictions. Right?
Oh,
That's
you're
right.
right.
So what is your prediction? I am not going for Phoenix.
No, I just saw that. I was like, oh, now we know who not to go for. That's a bit of a shame coming from them. You know what? Honestly, and Hyper. I haven't gone with them yet. They're
Smart.
pretty good on Sanhok. Yeah, I'm going with Hyper. What about you, Jukes?
Especially with that first zone. They like to land in that south island, so that circle there is going to be pretty good for them. Even though they didn't get the most favorable circle, I'm going to go with the Panthers. I got to give them love just one more time here. This is Sanhok, right? They're the Panthers, the jungle. I think this is a good chance for them to really make a nice little comeback play.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, Sanhok's one of those maps where it goes. So teams that are struggling in other maps can do super well on Sanhok. So we'll see. Hopefully they can get into the swing of things, just like Dauntless is trying to do here. Very aggressive. We've been seeing them tonight.
Ayuya is going to have to do something special here. I mean, running in this direction is automatic. GG. He should have known
Pretty
that.
much.
Yeah. But you know what? I think he was trying to get to a place where his teammate can help give him some suppressive fire. We saw it, but it was just a little too late.
Yeah, a little too late in a way. So yeah, they are going to have to lose a player out, and it's Hayuya as well. I mean, we've seen him do some pretty cool off-angle stuff so far tonight. So that's a bad player to lose coming into a Sanhok where it's all about those off angles, man. So yeah, it looks like Dope are actually got a bit of advantage here. They're quite happy that he got taken out like that. And K19 now under fire from the Panthers. Let's see how this goes. Oh, but Chronix, no, going down there. So it's a bit of a return fire. Now Nate's in trouble.
Nate's in big trouble, and the rest of the Panthers are very far away from this. So this could be a nice start things for Danny, especially if Danny hits this nade. Oh,
he does!
Great one to start things off. So now the Panthers in huge trouble. They're going to get the finish onto Nate here as Valak gets the res. But they're going to know where he is. I'm surprised they're not just spraying near those trees blindly. Yeah, Nate's going to get finished in the next couple seconds. Oh, he does find a little sneaky angle, but yeah, that's going to be it. FY getting the finish. So K19 now on the offensive.
Yes, indeed, and I hope they continue this trajectory. I mean, too often we see teams go for a little bit of a push, they get a little bit of advantage, they go for it, and then kind of stop halfway. So, K19 been kind of quiet so far tonight, but they're looking good so far.
Oh, Slimmy!
Oh,
Slim
no!
Bot. Third party. This is what happens, right? It's Sanhok. Those third parties, they're coming! The spray down from Quan!
Dude.
And the finish from Anders. So Anders stealing
Wow.
one of those eliminations. And yeah, I'm surprised Fab's even holding that spot. He's got to know he's in big trouble, but things are getting dangerous here.
They are for sure. Oh, Vigilantes just ruining everybody's game and taking up a few nice points their way as well. But K19, I feel so bad for them. They were doing well. They had the advantage there. And then Vigilantes just coming in, swooping in, and off they go again. They're gone again. They're just off into the hills with them after stealing those points. So now both teams are in a world of hurt. It looks like that K19 actually might be actually retreating here, doing a little bit of a tactical throwback there. Back to those hills, back to that cover, and I don't blame them at all, Jukes.
Oh, yeah. The Panthers, I'm glad I didn't predict them, right? Because they had a real rough start here. I mean, coming on down, they get the initial knock on the K19, instantly third party, and that's the way Sanhok is you have to have that internal clock in your head. Like, the second you get into a match, you have to realize that, hey, you know what? This fight needs to end like real quick, because that third party is going to come. And I mean, we saw, right? It was only a matter of seconds after that fight engaged. Why Vigilantes was there.
Especially when there's such a high ground up, behind, or rather in front, behind the Panthers and in front of Paradise there. Those hills offer such great high ground. So really have to be mindful of that, for the Panthers and K9, because right across that road there. So, yeah. Wait, hang on a second.
MEZEXIS and YKG. 24K has the high ground inactive. Oh, that's actually from Phoenix. So another third party situation happened.
Oh my god.
So
he's getting getting out.
Yeah, he knows it. He's like, that player got eliminated from someone else. I don't like it. Let's readjust here. Smart for 24K.
Yeah, absolutely. Very smart. And that's kind of what K19 should have done in some ways, or in many ways. He should have had that reaction time to really just get out there. Oh! Take it away, Jukes. My screen's frozen.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. 24K goes and takes down No Hacks. He does have a little bit of health, and yeah, he knew somebody was there. Chico tried to steal the buggy. Nice suppressive fire here to try and support their teammate. Beautiful smoke coming from that back line, and 24K doing exactly what he's supposed to. Just shoot like crazy, and they do get the res.
Wow.
It's little plays like that that make or break a team.
Absolutely. 100%. That
Wow,
was
they got
so
him.
nicely played. Wow.
That's textbook.
Very played. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And how did they get? I want to know how they got all three behind that buggy and safe. I mean, was that cover fire? Didn't really, MEZEXIS weren't able to with that. But man, 3 behind a buggy, that's a new one. But now in Hyper, oh no. Have I cast a curse them?
It's possible.
Please say no.
I'm not gonna lie. It is possible. Okay, Dauntless.
It is, yes.
Dauntless is really close by, but Hyper thrive in these kind of situations, right? They're another team that doesn't really let players go down very easy. You know they're gonna be hunting down that off angle. The longer this fight goes, the more Hyper is gonna thrive. And you can see GK first up front. He's gonna have to make something happen with this S12K, while the rest of his team is looking for those angles. These mollies could definitely prove problematic, though.
I like the way the Dauntless are moving around this area, though. Lots and lots of movement. They're kind of confusing Hyper here a little bit. Try and get all that info. Here comes the lots of noise, but no, it's going to be the the M4 coming out onto Klaus. Now it's the S12K. Now it's the needs. Oh my goodness me.
GK first, making it happen with that shotgun up close, and now the rest of Dauntless is hitting the deck. Oh, Private's going to catch the angle, though, and now it's a battle of attrition here. Rin's going to have to make something happen from the low ground. His teammates are giving him a lot of information, though. He's going to have to hit that nade. Oh, but here comes Bray!
Oh!
But that's it. The curse.
That's it.
In full effect.
Dang. I'm going to extend my sincerest apologies to Hyper there, but that was super well done. Well played by Dauntless. What just a well
How about their play now?
Oh, that play now. Come on, third party. We love it. Let's see it.
Oh!
And he does get it. Oh, but that's the knock.
The trade.
Wait. There's the trade. Oh, but that nade could be very nice. He's got that info, right? The zone has gone their way, so they are just on the edge of this zone, so there's no added pressure on that front. But, man, they are... and it's coming!
Yasu GG with the clutch grenade! And now Private is just stuck. The last one
chilling
up for Dauntless.
Yep.
Trying to hold on. Dope. Got on the rock. That's usually bad luck. But there's so much pressure. Nothing he could do.
Nothing he could do. That was well played by both of them, honestly. Dauntless had zero chance there once the Dope Slayers actually got on top of that hill. So very, very well done there. But yeah, Dauntless to get 5 eliminations. So they go out early, but that's a nice few points. And why do I see YKG and C4 in the kill feed? That's because they're here in Pine Mountain. So interesting, YKG moved down from that hillside.
They move really quickly from boot camp, especially when they see these southern zones. So they're definitely on it. And they find C4. So they know that C4 is the team that they're looking to catch to take that first place. And you know what else they need to catch, Niptura? This UC! This UC right here. Look at that. Code is up, guys. Enter that code, PUBGmobile.com/redeem. Get yourself some UC. Big shout outs to the Titan series of PUBG Mobile for throwing out some UC here. But we got chicken dinners to get, and YKG are on the hunt for another one.
Already 6 kills on the board. And what are we, stage 3? We're not even like 5-7 minutes into game, and we already have quite a few eliminations from a few teams, actually. Of course, we got Dope Slayers with 4 and Ultimate Gaming with 2, as well as the Vigilantes with 2. So looking pretty nice. Dauntless, of course, going out with 5. So good good amount of points going their way. But who is that in the background? I'm seeing a Phoenix player just waiting in the wings. So this is definitely a game of third party. Love to see it. It's a great storyline for Sanhok. It always is the way, and it always means you got to make sure you're on your tippy toes when it comes to trying to get these fights done. And it does to Jukes. Teams know when you're fighting, and they will be back. They'll be on your back in a few seconds. So you've really got to wrap this stuff up. But K19 now trying to get some kills. But first, it's Ultimate Gaming and the Vigilante. Kimbap goes down. Oh no, from Team Mobility, they were seeing in that kill feed as well. So there's a lot of fights going on all of a sudden. But where is that coming from? Fisherman, dude.
Beautiful off angle there from Ultimate Gaming, catching Fishy. So that's going to be another point on the board for them. But this is way deep into Papa Blue. So they're going to have to make that move. They are eating it up a little bit. It's still stage 3, so they can eat quite a bit as this zone. But this clock just starts ticking faster and faster as every zone pops.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's an interesting play from them. I guess they kind of got caught out there in the middle of a fight, but yeah, they're way in that blue. As the zone goes straight to Painan Jukes. Honestly, the Falcons looking pretty decent. If they can just hold on to the majority of that hillside there on that southeast side or southwest side even, they're looking pretty good because a lot of teams, they're busy, they're out in zone, they're not really looking at them.
The Golden Eagles looking solid with that position. Ultimate Gaming coming from that blue zone. But hey, Excuse, they're chilling in Painan too. So Excuse are trying their best to make it into the Premier Division. They need a chicken dinner here if they want to stand a chance. Yep. So they are poised to do so. But it's going to be hard with the likes of YKG, a lot of other squads there. YKG is hurt though. That nade from No Hacks, just short.
Hit.
How about this one, Inter? Is he hitting it?
Nope, that went to the smoke.
How about that one?
He's been bamboozled. Nope, he's been bamboozled by smokes. Kimchi evades them and gets a knock.
The bamboozle.
Let's see. The epic
bamboozle
gets.
Oh, how about that bamboozle?
Fantastic. Poppy Sour coming in with the ultimate bamboozle. My goodness, smoke or no smoke. How about Lamborghini?
Wow, and I think Nightcrocs is going to try to pick up Legend here and run him into the zone. It might work out because it's Zone 4 though. Zone 4 really starts chunking. Chico's down. 24K trying to figure out a way to pick up his brother, but I think it's more likely they're just going to let him bleed out.
Yeah, it's going to... Oh, when he actually... Yeah, he does go out entirely there. Matt picking that one up. Yeah, 24K's got some big things to worry about. He's got 2 teams coming up from behind him. He's got K19 and C4 on the other side. I mean, this is a lot of pressure for one man to handle, so we'll have to see how he handles that. But honestly, C4 have been just staying put, Jukes. They really have. They've landed here. They fought here. Ghoul's got 2 defeats on his page there, so they're just sitting, just waiting because that zone, they don't have to do anything just yet.
Yeah, they're big chillin'. See, Excuses doing the same thing. I don't want them to spread themselves too thin here. What do you think about players using these kind of splits, Niptura?
I like it, but there is a tendency, like you said, to spread yourselves a little too thin. You've got to make sure you're a tight-knit team before you start doing that kind of thing, because once you have that synergy going and have those comms down, oh, hang on, Rush Pablo trying to rush this on to Nyx, I believe. Yeah, try and get rid of them so they can move over onto the other side of the river. Wow, okay, this has just gone the way of many teams, and many teams are crying right now. Ultimate Gaming have to finish this one ASAP. Oh,
nice nade.
Very nice. GG's there, but now they got to run for it. They got 20 seconds. They got to cross a river. They got to cross teams. This is going to be a tough one for Ultimate Gaming. Do they have a vehicle? They have one. We'll have to see how that goes. But those spreads, like we were talking about, yeah, I like them if you can do them well, because once you get that team synergy, those comms going, you can be a very, very tight-knit group and get those splits down.
This is inside the zone.
What's this? Inside the zone, yeah. Oh, IKG going out there. Quan, sneaking. Sneaking and snaking. Ooh, not sneaking enough, though. Gets seen.
Here comes
now
BOPE.
BOPE. Oh.
Fate forced to give away his position there. He didn't want to give it away too early, but he could not pass up on those 2 eliminations. But all eyes are towards the back of the zone. The Panthers. I think you can see Valak going for some little hippity hops, trying to find a spot, but unable to do so. This terrain so vicious, but there's battles happening like crazy on this side of the mat. You can see Execute trying to finish out K19. Selfless. Nade.
Oh, Nade.
This is also Casper.
Is he gonna hit it? Ooh.
1 HP!
My goodness. What? He just shifted away from it enough. Oh my goodness, that was very, very lucky. Selfless knows he's got damage down, but doesn't know just how much. But it has allowed them to kind of heal
so
back up
lucky.
and reset. Oh my goodness, but he is a solo. He's going to have to do something and do it quick in this zone. This terrain, like you said, is just the worst. These rocks give you absolutely no shelter because of how open it is in between them. Execute?
Gone.
No.
They had
Already?
such a great position, but they spread themselves a little too thin, focused on too many squads as they just full sent onto them, and they just got picked apart little by little. And now Fab's in the same position like Fate was a little earlier, but he's got a whole squad of excuse he's looking at. I don't know if Matt spotted him. Nothing yet. Fab, sneaky, sneaky. Zone's closing, though. Golden Eagles looking real good here.
They are. They're looking very good. Ideally, I'd want to see a little bit of a spread coming out here, but it's not possible with this terrain. They're going to have to just stick to these compounds, stick together, hope for the best. And honestly, their position's a good one because of all these fights happening on the other side. So, yeah, they're looking okay just now. But Jukes, if you had to make a prediction, who's going to win this? Who's winning it?
I got to give it to Excuse. Why not? I mean, they are trying their hardest to win this game. Psych, I'm going with the Panthers because that's who I predicted from the start.
That's true.
But I'll tell you what, out of all the teams that need these points, Golden Eagles and Excuse are really trying their best to ensure that ticket to the Premier Division because Execute went out with only 4 points. So the door's open for them to sneak one of those slots.
Yeah, yes, it is indeed. And they've been trying so very hard. So all of these teams honestly deserve this. I mean, for the Panthers to come in here as a duo, to finish off the game as a duo, come top 3 as a duo in this lobby is a big achievement on its own. So big GGs to them no matter where they place. But yeah, Excuse and Golden Eagles, they are both in those danger zones. They need these points as soon as possible, and it's the first knock on to Excuse. Beowulf, he's got it. He's got another angle, maybe.
Too
he
easy.
gets the pre-fire.
Look, Golden Eagles with this zone, everybody has to come to them. So it's their game to win. All they have to do is just clean it up. Beowulf knows he's got this choke point. The nade's coming out hot. Divine had to full send it. But it's pretty much all over. It's just the Panthers versus Golden Eagles. Valak, though, with this angle. That was a lot of damage he just did. One nade from Quan. Quan, does he have it? I don't think he does. He's looking for Stranger. He's on the rock. Nothing to his name but a first aid in a dream.
Oh my god, and the push? Just Quan,
Got one.
hello?
He got 2.
Oh, he still got it.
Quan,
No.
the legend. He's going to get these confirms, too. It's a 1v1.
It's a 1v1. Are you insane?
Quan full send it in the open. The angle. He's going to win this.
Oh my god.
It's all Quan. The Panthers. I never doubted them. I never doubted them even just a little bit. The Panthers win it. Oh my goodness.
God. Amazing. Oh my god, Jukes. You predicted them. They won the entire thing from a duo. They basically, 1v4'd it, honestly. Let's be real here. Wow.
Welcome to the highlight reel, Quan. Welcome to the highlight reel. That was absolute madness right there. I don't know how we won that. Considering that we saw Golden Eagles, right, with their position, their choke point, they had it all. But, we saw... I think it was Valak. Yeah, Valak just came in, put enough work on them to just allow Quan to go to work, and got it right there at the end. Beautifully done. And Iptura, How did you feel for your first guess?
No. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Appreciate being able to come on. Oh, it says power bank. That's me. I'm power
Hey,
bank
let's go!
There we go.
That's the best power bank impression I have ever seen right there. So
Heck
spot
yeah.
on. There you go. Way to go.
Yeah, it was just such a great game to cast. So exciting. So much going on. So many different things to discuss and chat about. So yeah, appreciate you having me on, Jukes. It was fun. It was so much fun. And Panthers, go Panthers, man. What a game from them. That was big.
Let's
That
go
was
ahead and
huge.
bring the big
Yes.
PB himself. I mean, man, what do you feel about that match, huh?
I'm a little beside myself, man. I really okay. So a couple of things. The Panthers, I love that you stuck with them. You wanted to front run that and take excuse, and it was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna stay, even though it's 2v4v4. Like I'm taking the Panthers. You were right. Quan clutched the heck out of that. Props to him. We got a new winner though. Like we haven't seen anyone other than a few teams actually win
That's true.
all season long in the Titan series. We're looking at the YKGs, the N Hypers, we got C4, we got Dauntless. That's it. So for the first time, someone else is going to finish on the top of the tables. We've got the Panthers clutching it up here with the chicken dinner. You love to see it. And I got to tip my cap to all of the teams at the bottom of the tables. You saw the Golden Eagles there at the end, putting some big points on the board. You saw Excuse there at the end, and we thought, Excuse, this might be your moment. But then when I looked around at who they were still in competition with, it was the likes of like BOPE and, K19. And it was just, really kind of a big mess where all the top teams kind of went out early. But yeah, good stuff all the way around here. Classic little engagement here. This is where I thought like, oh yeah, that call of Dauntless, I'm on to something here. And just as I thought we were good to go, third party comes in and Dope just absolutely slays out because they're incorporated to do so. I mean, just really impressive stuff from them on the third party. Jukes, what'd you feel about this game?
Oh, man.
You saw the Panthers, but I didn't hear much about them until the very end. I mean, what'd you see
Oh, what do you
along the
mean?
way?
I predicted them from the start. I knew they were going to come back from the very beginning. And they just did what the Panthers we predicted to do. So beautifully done for them. I mean, honestly, though, in reality, Golden Eagles should have won that. I mean, that was their game to win, hands down. This play, that was a fun one to watch right there, the shenanigans.
Oh, yeah, this
Poppy
one.
Sour with a brutal run over there. That was absolutely savage. 8 here lining him up, knocking him down. You love to see it. He was eliminated here shortly thereafter. The Panthers taking him down on the way to their victory. But man, Dave, I just gotta know, man. We're talking PUBG Mobile here, but I really gotta know. Did you get the taco or what?
You threw. I was like, yeah, I had all these good points. Yeah, I got the taco. All right, man.
All right,
the shredded
we'll get to the good points
chicken,
then, man. Let's not delay.
Guacamole, the jalapeno peppers, the cheese. It was all there, man. And it was good too because you know what? I got to sit back and relax.
Oh.
My man Quan put on a great showing up against the Golden Eagles. My dude right here got themselves the winner chicken dinner, and that's massive. Shout out to Quan right here. In the open, making the push with the M4, the pre-fire.
Oh, he's
and
running
right
too
here
as well.
He crouched that last bullet that would have taken him out right there.
Oh,
Yeah, his reaction at the very end there, the first one was perfect. On point, headshot immediately. Second one was honestly a little slow. Like, you knew that as he closed that gap, the guy's going to strafe out and try to take him down. He was a little bit slow, but they whiffed the shots, and ultimately Quan able to pick up the winner chicken dinner. That was super, super clutch. And just like that, the Panthers clutch the 8 elims, and they're going to be climbing up from, the bottom half of the rankings here, trying to solidify themselves in that top 12. Again, we've got only one match to go as we take a peek at the match report. Pretty good mix of teams and players represented here. You see Beowulf from the Golden Eagles doing the highest damage. I really am a little sad they didn't come home with a chicken dinner at this one. I thought they were set up to do so, but ultimately Quan here from the Panthers just clutching it up at the end, getting those elims up to the most in the lobby, and all of that happening in the last few seconds there with the 1v3. So really nice job from him. Hot Juice, take us through the rankings from the game.
Ooh, let's take a look at it right here. Here are those rank points, but you know what? The rank points don't matter. BB because
I mean, let's throw up another 10 on there. You know, they picked up 10 in first, 6 in second. We know how it works, but I don't know where they went.
-7.
Juan must have stole those two along with the match.
Yeah.
don't matter, dude.
Yeah.
Don't matter. The
Yeah.
Panthers just did some magic. Okay, seeing a 1v4 situation in the Titan series, that's what gets the heart rate rising, baby. That's what this is all about. So, I mean, what more could we really ask for, right?
Can't hurt to get the 1v4s, the 1v3s, the 1v anything. I mean, I'll take that all day long. Quan, though, clutching it up. Neptura, what did you feel first time on the desk with the hot jukes? I mean, did he treat you okay? Were things okay?
Did. Yeah, it was
right.
great. He's very, very nice.
10 out of 10.
It was
Good
really
job.
fun.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Good job, Jukes.
It was
you can cut
fun.
her a check after the game.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I am excited, though, to be checking out the overalls here in a second. We'll get those rank points finished up here in just a moment. But we've got one more game. We got some storylines to explore. And again, my attention goes to kind of the bottom of the tables. And it's got to be excuse, right? Like, they've got to be getting close. Like, wouldn't it be crazy if, a team that kind of started in week 2, just a whole week gone, starting with everyone else getting a head start, if they actually qualified coming up from challengers to make it straight through to the Premier Finals? That would be incredible. And granted, if they don't qualify, it's not like they were shortchanged or anything. They got to play the whole season with some really great teams, some elevated competition, and they're going to be in the Challenger Finals, which they were not certain to make regardless of them staying in the Challenger division. So with that, excuse has got to be getting close. We don't know how close just yet, but last match being Erangel, I don't know if that's their best map. I don't know. They seem like they did pretty well last game, getting to the end. I don't know if they have like a map favorite, but Neptura, do you think they got what it takes here to punch their ticket to the Premier Finals?
I mean, it certainly looked that way in those last few circles. I mean, they definitely had that kind of like strategy coming through here that they could definitely use on Erangel. It's just if they get those kind of zone shifts, if they have the kind of game sense to really look at Erangel or take what they saw in Sanhok and transfer that to Erangel. If they can do that, then absolutely, because they seem to be on a bit of a roll now. Once you got a good game behind you, it's easier to do well in the next game. So fingers crossed they got it what it takes.
It certainly is. One player you might have missed from your screen tonight is Tensa from Execute. So we're going to fix that right now, and we're going to put Tensa on your screen. And you better get your typing fingers ready to go over to PUBGmobile.com/redeem, because we got the sweet, smooth voice of Tensa himself to give away and install permanently in your PUBG Mobile game. So take one of those 6 codes on screen right now, and if you're one of the first to enter them over at PUBGmobile.com/redeem, you'll be getting hooked up in your in-game mailbox. So very big shouts to PUBG Mobile and the Titan series for hooking it up with the voice pack giveaway. Tensa immortalized in the game forever. Quite an honor, my friend. So love that. We are going to be doing something here next. I didn't hear what we're going to do because I was talking.
Party time.
We're going to replay the final fight again. That's what we're doing.
Right.
That's what I'm
Let's
being told in the old ear. So let's replay that sucker. Let's get it back up. Neptura, take us away. What the heck happened?
Okay, first of all, I keep wanting to go back to this. Quan was so focused on Stranger, but at the same time, how on earth was that other member, I can't remember who it was now, of coming up here? How was he able to get all this way? He was just allowed to get up there, and he still got it. I thought Quan was so tunnel visioned he was not going to be able to get that, but he managed it. I mean, GG's, but baby dang, come on. You made it all that way in the open, and he didn't get that shot? Come on.
I think he
Crazy.
threw that.
I agree.
It is.
I mean,
Take-
I
take
agree.
too
But the
much
thing
time.
is how are you going to just push with leaving players behind? I mean, if you're going to make the push there and try to flush them out from the rock, send the house, man. Don't go one at a time. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the move and you're going to push it, just push it. Go
Just
both
push it.
sides of the rock. You know, you don't line up and, you know, make it so they can take you one-on-one. Because that's how you win a 1v4 is you're able to isolate, which you saw him use the rock as cover, take that downward angle, then you takes the other angle, and then it's like every single one of those fights were 1v1, and that's if you have the numbers. You force, I mean, if you roll back a little bit earlier in that match, I can't remember who it was that was trying to escape. It was Dauntless at the bottom of the hill behind the truck. He was trying to take that fight, but it was Dope Slayers at the top on the third party. You saw them push the angles, attack from the sides, come from the top. It's like they could have taken that 1v1, but that gives Dauntless the opportunity to take that, fight and, make it one-on-one. That didn't happen.
Absolutely.
Dauntless easily loses that fight to Dope. So, a little bit of a throw there at the end from the Golden Eagles, but maybe that's why they're below that cutoff line at the moment. I don't know.
Full gyro confirmed though, right there, right? From that boulder play, the boom, boom, the quick.
Yeah.
Full
gyro.
Yeah,
You should have seen his gaming chair, Dave. Just just whipping it. Sometimes you gotta do that, dude. I got myself on a swivel for that reason. You never know when you're gonna need to hit that flick, and he did just that. That was impressive stuff for sure. So, Hot Jukes, hit me with a storyline here that you're kind of tracking. What are you excited about going into this fourth and final game of the night? And again, this is the last game of qualifiers that's coming up next.
I'll pump for excuse, honestly, right? I really want to see what they could do, because if they're able to pull out like some crazy, I don't know, double-digit chicken dinner here, that should be enough, right, for them to make it into the finals. So to hear them missing an entire week and still bodying teams here at the bottom, it just shows how much they want it.
Really does. I would say there's as I take a peek at the standings here, there's a few teams kind of in danger still. We haven't talked a lot about Phoenix Esports. They've pretty much been invisible this season so far, just like mediocre, not really performing super well, but they are not safe at this moment. They're sitting in 11th, so they haven't been a team that we've focused on, but they're only 6 points above the cut. So maybe somebody does enough to jump over them. If one of those teams at the bottom has a chicken dinner or a strong performance like we saw this last game, as you can see, the Panthers, Golden Eagles, Excuse, 1, 2, 3, that's going to make things interesting here. So we are getting ready to queue up Erangel for our final map. I'm excited for it. We've got 2 minutes till the drop in, and it's time for predictions. So Neptura, hit me with your pick for game 4 tonight. Who's it going to be?
I think Jukes kind of convinced me. I think I'm going to have to go with his pick as well. Excuse. They've been doing some good work. We were saying coming in. What? Wait. What?
You know what? Fine. I'll pick excuse.
What is it?
Why not? I was about to say you fell for it. But then you said I picked up, and I was like, oh, man. Okay, you know what? That's fine. I pick excuse, baby. That's what I was going for this whole time. They're going to clutch it up. Chicken dinner. Let's go.
Isn't that what you said? I thought
that's
it was.
Right.
Anyway.
That's that synergy. Yeah. That synergy, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Did you have your index finger up there as well, Hot Jukes, or were you just sending a message to... just making sure. That could have been misconstrued. I don't know.
I got to work on my dexterity.
What did I do?
All right. Fair enough. Dave, hit us with the picks, man. We're about to take it away, myself and Hot Jukes, for game number 4. Who you got?
Who I got? First of all, do we have another UC code coming hot this game? Some people in the chat are wondering that. I don't know. Maybe let us know.
Bro,
Shout out
it's not the time for UC. I asked you an important question.
I'm a man of the people.
About the predictions.
Give me my UC, PB. That's
give me some free stuff, dang
I want
it.
my UC, man. I haven't been able to type it in quick enough. That's the truth. But when we come to the actual question, it's the last game of the Season 1 premiere. I got to give it to my team. It's a once-a-day thing. You asked me in Game 1, PB. It's about that time. It's about that time for the team to rise up after typing in this UC giveaway code. It's going to be the Golden Eagles for the chicken dinner here in the final game.
I love it, man. I love it. The Golden Eagles need to do something, but thank you, Dave. Thank you, Neptura. Hot Jukes and I are about to give our sage, wise, expert predictions that will tell the future as a matter of fact. Hot Jukes, I'm going to let you go first.
I gotta stay consistent, PB. Hi, Neptura.
Hold on! We interrupt this important point to bring you UC! It's on the screen now. Make sure you enter that code over at PUBGMobile.com/redeem and get yourself some nice UC. All right, back to the matter at hand, Jukes.
Excuse.
Really?
I believe it. Yeah.
Is that what we're doing here?
Neptura predicted that I would predict excuse, and she is our prediction queen so far. So I mean, I gotta go with it.
What does one have to do to qualify as a prediction queen?
You have to predict the prediction that I'm gonna predict, okay? And that's what she did, and she did it with grace. So it was the confidence. Once I heard the confidence of it, PB, I was like, you know what? It's gotta be it. So, heck, Excuse is gonna win this one. And look at them. They are dropping, right, just south the shooting range. And that is the spot that you need to drop if you want to win this game, because the zone is going to Zarky.
Wow, okay. You know, I gotta tell you, it's better than not dropping. You know, if we're gonna look at it critically here.
That's true.
I would say that dropping is probably good. And look at this. What in the heck is going on at this little city here? We've got ourselves a Novo Ripnoye battle. And this is getting dicey. It's MEZEXIS. We've got Dauntless. Somebody else here is... Oh, no. Caught immediately. And just like that, inactive. Getting on the board first. MEZEXIS needed this, man. They are qualified and through to the finals, but they have not looked like the team of the past 2 weeks. That is for sure. But they start off here hot. Dauntless down a man early, and they're about to be down another. Well, this room has no exit. This is an outhouse. Oh, no.
He's smoking himself out. No, he's smoking himself out to provide
I wanted
himself.
it to be a grenade so
It's
bad.
gonna be a grenade in the next few seconds if you don't move. Okay, yeah, and he's going out the back.
Oh, no. This smoke here is clutch. Will we see some pre-fires into this? Oh, no, it didn't make it over the wall. There's a gap here. And I don't think he has heals. Oh, he's done. Is there the patient? Oh, he got him. Look at that. He actually connected with a headshot. I thought he was going to start that wiggle and just kind of lose focus. And he did for a moment, but recovered, got the headshot. Dauntless down another member. And the finish is quick as Klaus and Skipper try to live to get out of this area. They are being pressured heavily by MEZEXIS. MEZEXIS not really continuing to loot. They're trying to hone in on this. You can see inactives, doing a little bit of looting in the background. But rocking the revolver at the moment, that is not what you want to take to a gunfight. Unless you're me. I like that a lot. You've seen me use a hot jukes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. The revolver and PB, the deadliest combination next to PB in the Car 98. I'll tell you what, guys. I've seen it happen too many times. On the back of my buggy. Instant headshots.
Or a motorcycle.
Or a motorcycle. Speaking of headshots, Klaus cleaning up MEZEXIS. That's a good little comeback. You think it can happen here?
Push
PB?
it. Send it, Klaus. Send it, Klaus. Be the hero that we know that you are. Oh,
got another
headshot. And the push.
The drop
shot gets it done. And the finish. Big shots from Klaus. Dude, Dauntless isn't going to die. They're still in this one. They're trying to prove a point here. They are not going to go out to MEZEXIS.
Oh my gosh. That's it.
Is
MEZEXIS.
this a fumble, if you've ever seen it, by MEZEXIS? A 4v2, and they are attacking one-on-one right now. I don't know what's happening, but finish
1v2
after finish happening for Dauntless. And Dauntless now in a 2v1 situation. Trick up the hill. Never really supported at this point, so...
I think he was
sure
right.
What's going on?
So Trick was up there in that building writing a letter saying it was an I miss you letter to Remix. So he was really busy doing that. And unfortunately, his whole team went down in the process. I understand why he was writing that letter, PB. But
Dude, I get it.
At this point, I think it's a little too late. You know what I'm saying?
Let's break it down, Jukes. I got a few key questions to ask, and it's about this letter. Hax goes down here, and just like that, we'll take a replay here. Maybe it's the letter, maybe it's not. No, it's Klaus, actually. He gets the headshot out the window, and just like that, he's going hero mode. This mummy going out the window and is just going to go bail out. 360!
Woo! That clap.
And the drop shot. So there it is. Go slow, baby. Hit me with that. That is it. Anyway, back to the letter. This is the important stuff, Hot Juice. Do you think that it was written with a ballpoint pen, feather, and, dipped ink? Or are we looking at like one of those fountain pens with the sharp dip? What do you think?
Definitely dipped ink, because that's why he took so long, right? Because, it takes a little
feather. Yeah.
It takes a little extra time to write that kind of letter with a real thick parchment. I think he threw in a couple cheeklets as well to try and possibly bribe him. But unfortunately,
those are delicious.
They are. But
you can get those at a little machine in the mall for like 25 cents. You can get like 4 or 5. It's great.
It's a screaming deal. And I think that it's a deal that they need to make. Whatever Remix wants, Remix needs to get. Because honestly, I think that he was a pinnacle member for the MEZEXIS squad.
Absolutely. They should double it. Maybe throw in a baker's dozen chiclets.
Maybe one of those tacos that Dave got, you know, too.
Yeah,
Might as well.
maybe they get him back. All right, one more question on the letter that was written here. Just one more, and then we'll do it. Since it was written with a feather and you know, dipped in ink, do you think it was written in cursive or not?
Ooh. I think it was written with the tears from Klaus right there, to be honest. But besides that, yeah, I'm going to go with cursive. You know, because you know what? It's not taught these days in school. And you know what? It adds a nice touch. That's a nice touch, PB. What do you think?
Yeah, I like cursive. Maybe papyrus font though. You know, kind of mimicking that.
Comic Sans.
We're getting in on the action here. Ultimate Gaming. It's just.
What are they writing?
God.
What are they writing?
Fat
PB?
rip. They're writing. I hope they wrote their wills, Hot Jukes, because they have some belongings to give away. Because that was ridiculous. Did you see how quickly they all died? That was like. Oh my gosh, there were no survivors. Everyone dead on the scene, dead on arrival. You know, like that was crazy.
Oh my goodness, N-Hyper put him in a body bag real quick. And you know what? This is what N-Hyper does. It's real funny because every single time I see N-Hyper play, I always say like they have this, they have like a safety meter. That's what I like to call it. There's a certain amount where like they start playing really good and they start passing it. So they're like, all right, let's start getting risky. Let's start doing some crazy stuff. Then they get, you know, taken out in rotation or do something silly. And then they go back to ultimate safety and just start going ham. It's just weird.
Oh, hey. So, I'm a dum-dum, bro. I never gave my pick, did I?
You didn't? You sneaky?
I don't think I did. I got yours excuse. I'm going to go with Dope Slayers. They haven't done anything yet. I don't see them in the zone anywhere. I'm just going to go Dope. We'll make it official.
Oh, they're going to fight right now.
Here they are. Zooming in. All right. Well, hey, call that at a perfect time. But, yeah, haven't even seen them in action yet. Had no idea where they're at, but I just figured, YOLO, let's pick somebody that isn't completely skewed at this point. I think I'm going to go with N-Hyper. Yeah, they look pretty good.
Yeah, say, N-Hyper looking pretty good. I mean, I'll tell you what. I saw them battle up YKG a little earlier, and that's on this rotation. So next zone going all the way to the southwest side. Maybe we get a
look at Trick and Klaus on the map. Trick and Klaus are still eyeballing each other over in Novo.
No
They're
way.
in the blue zone. Both of them trying to do, you know, some 10 paces turnaround type of action over there. I don't know what's going on.
Some shenanigans, I'll tell you that. I mean, the chances of them even making it into this next zone are. What would you put it at, PB?
100%.
100%?
Yeah, they're both going to make it.
94. 94.
It's probably more realistic. I mean, I guess nothing's a sure thing besides Swancho being a beast.
Well, Ultimate Gaming getting taken out right there was 100%. That was a sure thing.
I've never seen anything more sure in my life. They're in a world of hurt right now. Stranger and Beowulf getting just picked apart. Hopefully they've got some help nearby, and they do. It's still in a vehicle though, and Baby Tang and Mitsuki.
See ya.
Well, let's just say they're looking awfully like the Ultimate Gaming squad.
Goodbye. Well, hey, see you in Challenger Division.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The sad part is it's confirmed Golden Eagles will be appearing in the Challenger Finals. That is our first confirmed team. That will be...
Excuse!
Megan the Journey?
This is huge! So clutch! So clutch!
Execute has opened the door. Hot Jukes. Execute was sitting in 12th with only a 4-point lead. It's, oh man, it's Execute. It's Golden Eagles ain't going to pass them. But Team Mobility has the option to pass them right now. BOPE's got to basically win this game if they want to do some passing. But I think Excuse and Mobility are the teams to watch right now as they could leapfrog into the Premier Finals.
And that was Excuse that take them out. So if anything's going to hype them up because they know the door is open, it's that. So they are down a member, but with 4 eliminations to start things off, it's looking pretty good here, but they still got a lot of work to do.
100%.
You
corrected me so politely.
What was that?
You're just really sweet. Yeah.
Hey. I didn't even realize I did. But what can you do? Alright, what can you do? Oh, you can hit a nade like that. Oh, legend.
I was right.
Looking pretty good.
I was making sure Execute went down. I was like, they got some elims there. They got a couple points. No, when you said that, I was like, did They got some kills. Maybe they didn't die, and then I checked the little live tracker, and they're out. So
They're
no,
out of there.
they've got a 6-point margin right now on mobility. They've got some ground to make up for sure. And Hyper, though, is trying to leave no doubt, and they are trying to get those bonus points. We haven't talked about the bonus points much, but basically, the higher in the rankings you finish, the more bonus points you get. And oftentimes we see in the finals, those bonus points, literally 1 point, can make the difference between just a tremendous amount of outcomes and even some cash money.
And you can see BOPE saying, like, come on, man. I'm just trying to make it to the finals. I'm at the bottom. And at all the teams they go up against, it's in Hyper. So Nycrox just adding to the bonus points of in Hyper. But looks like we got some overall rankings here, PB.
Well, here we go. We've got the overalls for the moment, and as we see, this is after Game 3. So as we go into Game 4 here, you can see C4 clinging to a lead, but in Hyper already with 9 points this game. I mean, sheesh. They've closed the gap, but we'll see if they're able to overcome that that deficit there. But really, all eyes on the bottom of this table. Execute already out. That's tough.
That is
brutal.
tough. I mean, Team Mobility is still in this, right? Yeah, so they're still in this, so they have definitely a chance. The door is really open for Excuse to make that hero of a comeback and clutch their way in one more time. And I like what you said earlier, because it's true. Regardless, even if Excuse doesn't make it, the fact that they got to play against these teams, this experience alone is worth it. And they weren't even guaranteed to make it into the Challenger Finals anyway, so... A great story there. But again, right, if the door's open, you gotta walk through it, PB. That's the problem. You gotta walk through it.
Man, after we saw those corrected scores, now I'm kind of taking a peek at the overall standings, and it's really close. We talked about Phoenix a little bit. They are 1 point ahead of the Golden Eagles, so Phoenix is in 11th. They have 45. Golden Eagles came into the match with 44. Execute came in with 43 and are eliminated already. So Mobility and Excuse right now, gosh, they need to pull some elims together, finish high, I hope, and both of those have the potential. Both of those teams could qualify from being on the bottom right now.
Nice shots from 24K, though. This is a battle to the top teams in this league. YKG and then Hyper going at it. You can see 24K trying to get some pre-nades out. The next zone does pop on over, and Team Mobility have a great spot in this one, DB, so it could be time for them to clutch it up. Oh, QC's on fire.
What a beautiful molly, though. I mean, had he been able to get out of the window safely, that would have been impressive. YKG, they're going to have to probably bail on this fight. And Hyper is just too strong right now. It is kind of ridiculous. 10 elim points at this point. They're about to pick up an 11th. And they are going hunting. They know who they're fighting at this point, and Fears took off. I think Hyper's going to be chasing them. You can see on the minimap there, they've got company.
This gives me a glimmer of hope from Hyper, because I said it earlier, like the thing that they struggle with the most is just pure clutchness, right? They fight so well, middle tournament, start, but did they actually pop a tire from Fears?
Yep. Rin stopped on the top there and took it out, and he is now grabbing some angles, and you're going to see the rest of the team probably join him here shortly. Really interesting play here from Hyper. I was actually surprised to see Rin chase as long as he did. I thought he was going to chill, but no, he got out and popped some shots, and good job from him.
Wow.
See Fears here on the off angle. Rin's just going nuts right now. Huge plays from him, and here's the rest of the team, and Hyper's going to hit him from the other angles. God, that was brilliant.
This is the aggressive Hyper I have just been begging for, because they always seem to route to, like I said, safety, just playing super safe, not wanting to push squads early on, but now they're getting aggressive, and look at them, 12 eliminations. I hope this is just a huge lesson that just sticks in their head and realize, hey, you know what, when we got the right plays, we got the angles, let's just get it done and rack up some points.
Crazy stuff from Hyper. I love what you're saying here. It's impressive, to say the least. So really nice job to them just chasing down YKG and sending him back to the lobby. So what we're seeing right now is YKG will not take all of the bonus points here for the qualifiers. And they won't even finish, I don't think, in the top 3. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I believe they came into the game 4th. So with that, they leave with 0 points. And so they'll have to settle for 4th in the qualifiers.
Well, Trick mailed off that letter already. He already went to the post office, dropped it off, and now he's here laying down in the grass, looking to possibly pick up an elimination here for his team. It's not looking too good. He's not looking too healthy, but he is by Quarry, and I doubt we're going to see a team really look in that direction, so he could be here for a while.
Very well could be. It's really interesting to see K19, you know, with all new player names. Kind of take some getting used to, Jukes.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's a new K19 roster, but I think we see some good signs of life from them, right? I think FY in particular, I mean, the
Told you they'd make
that
the zone.
yeah, they did. That was a beautiful rotation.
Skipper and Klaus, they're like, we here.
You did.
Time to start fighting.
100%. And we saw Trick
but-
make it in too. So you were, that prediction was correct, PB. I owe you $1.
Oh, we didn't bet anything. There was no wager.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
I mean,
we're
come on.
live.
Let's,
My
let's
bad.
be real.
Yeah.
I will say, though, Dauntless is like, yeah, let's fight. But in Hyper's like, gosh, you're late to the party, man. We've been throwing down. Mobility taking up the high ground at Quarry. And this is interesting. They've got a two-man squad in front of them in Klaus and Skipper. But depending on who else rolls up to the top of Quarry, they could be challenged here. I mean, they just got to hope not to stick anyone out there too far. But they're right in the middle of the zone. They're going to have to fight to this spot, though.
Oh, the A-dub coming out here. What are you looking at? And you can see
They're going to push this.
mobility. That's a scary push. I don't even think they're going to do it. But regardless, it looked good. But they need these eliminations,
like
though.
They need the elims. The Phoenix is going to be joining them up there as well here shortly. They're going to take up the other side of Quarry.
I want to see an Hyper push this. I mean, it's wide on the open.
And Hyper's got 10 points margin right now on C4, and C4's down to one player. In Hyper's going to come back and win this.
Oh, Team Mobility, though, fighting for their tournament life. They have some good angles here. I think Kimchi might be able to land this Molotov. If not, it's going to be a little short. Yeah, and that's what it is, just slightly short. Bray living for just a while longer. But yeah, they need to get this done.
Kimchi is going to try to not land on the reverse end of a highlight today. Last game, he ended up underneath a car.
That's
and,
true.
This game, we're going to try to figure out if we can be on the other side of things. Look at that. Another knock. Dope getting picked apart here. This is my pick to win the match with absolutely no context at all. One eliminated here, so Mobility's on the board.
It was a bold
They got
strategy.
3 elims at this point. This is big for them, and they've got a couple more here that are kind of easy claps if they can just make the push together. And it looks like they're doing that. Ayuya goes down.
They're off
And they should be able
angle.
to get an easy flush.
This is huge. This is so huge for Team Mobility. They're not done yet, though. This nade from Kimchi is looking to be on point. Oh, beats up Nesquik quite a bit. But nice shots from Bray. Shuts him down.
Dope eliminated. And just like that, Mobility, 6 elims. Will that be enough for them? They are right on the edge. I believe that puts them equal with Phoenix, but Phoenix is still in the game and can say something about it.
They haven't said anything yet, though, PB. 0 eliminations to their name.
I think Mobility might have done enough there, Jukes, though. Now they got to worry about will Excuse pass them up, though, because Excuse has got 5, and they're still in as well.
Oh, my gosh. And Hyper just on a tear right now. Looking to break a record here for the Titan series. And I wouldn't doubt if they do. They did lose 1 player, but they're still in this. We're going to have a Quarry finish. We have not seen a Quarry finish like this in a while. So, and Hyper, they know this spot real well. Oh, and they have the angle on K19. They're done for.
This is the worst spot in PUBG Mobile to be in. When the circle goes to Quarry and you're like, basically where K19 is right now. There's nothing you can do.
FY says, I'm going to do
Except for
something.
drive away while nobody shoots at you. I mean, what the heck?
That is how you do it. That is how you do it, PB. FY pulling out the magic here. Phoenix needs to pull some magic, too, if they want to stay in this tournament.
I am shocked that In Hyper let them get away. They were dead to rights out there in that field.
Oh, but FY gets taken down by Fishy.
Klaus is still in this, going to town, dude.
Kimbat's still doing some major work with that AWM up on top. Team mobility
Who would
racking up some points. That's a beautiful nade from Klaus.
wow.
Klaus is on fire.
Who would have thought that the way they started this game, 2 people wiped
Right?
immediately, that they would be this aggressive and just destroying late in this game? They've got 5 elims now. You got to look at this as a major success for Dauntless.
Klaus is a monster. I'll tell you what. He's definitely one of my players that I'm keeping a look at.
He's in my top 3. He's in my fave 5. He's in my top 8. Shout out Tom from MySpace.
Wow. On the fave 5 list. Free minutes.
Fave 5, bro. T-Mobile.
Fave free minutes all day long if you pick one of them, and that is one of PB's picks. So quite an honor, I would say. So Ghoul looking to possibly add his name to that list if he clutches this, but he doesn't.
GK almost got caught with his primed nade at his feet as he was taken down by Ghoul. That was almost tragic for N-Hyper. But he'll get patched out back in the fight as they've worked their way down into Quarry a little bit. And the zone has gone a bit north and is favoring mobility here. They're on the gatekeep. Kimchi, don't do the highlight thing. I told you. Oh man, how did that miss?
He ate that nade, and Rin is just within this next zone. Oh, nice prediction one from him as well, but if you can't get it done with a nade, get it done with that UMP.
Wow.
He hits the headshot, too. The accuracy is insane.
Rin is on fire. He's going to land this nade. I just have a feeling. Is he going to triple? Bro, they're stacked.
Oh.
They're stacked.
Run, Corgi, run.
Kim Bap's about to get bim-bapped right off the face of the map. Come on, Ren. Oh, he's out of utility. He's got nothing left to throw. If he did, I mean, hell, throw a med at him. Maybe you can hit him with that. I don't know if it does damage if it's a direct hit, but dude, they were stacked up and it was scary. And N-Hyper still has 16 elims with a lot of people left on the map. They're going for that record.
So 2 teams still in this. That is huge. Team mobility and excuse. They're still alive, PP. They're still alive. They're trying to make it into the Premier Finals here, but they got to deal with N-Hyper. And they got to deal with them now because the more this team breathes, the more dangerous they get. And Craze is right in the sights of Rin here.
Rin, don't do
kindness. What were you doing?
Right, well,
that was the wrong
Ability
spot.
loses one. Yeah, that was. Rin marked him. You could tell by the way he scoped in. Marked him and then kind of like, I got that angle. No problem.
Gotcha. Oh, excuse in the worst spot ever, too.
Oh, they are. Trey's got to hold this down, though. He's got the backside pressure coming in from an HP here. This is scary. Kimchi, again, trying his hardest to lay down the law. I don't know, man. Nova is just steamrolling, bro.
Oh
17 elims now, and here comes the utility. They found some loot.
N-Hyper unstoppable right now. I mean, they could end this easy with 20 plus, and I think they're gonna with how they're looking so far. GK first with this angle, and they got the zone too? What more do they want?
No. They really did. Man, and look at that. The nade gets Kimchi just like that. Another knock. Rin taking damage there. Trey, this is your time to throw that molly, bro.
GK first saying, hey, do you like some grenades? It's going to look pretty good. Oh, right off the mark. But here comes Excuse. Perfect timing for them.
Mouse finally goes down. Skipper finally goes down. Who would have thought they were going to take a top 5 the way they started, man? Impressive stuff from Dauntless, and they will wrap up probably a top 3. We'll check the stats here after the game.
Oh, Trey.
How?
Trey cooking whatever he wants right there on that fire. Oh, but this fire he ain't going to be able to put out. It's too good.
Oh,
Laser beamed in. Trey still alive.
So GK, think about his perspective, right? If he didn't see Trey go in there, he's throwing a molly in there and a nade.
Excuse with the most ridiculous nade. Baby.
I think did they just go out? No, they didn't.
No, they're still alive.
It was a crazy push.
Wanted Vigilantes has not been making a lot of noise here, even though they have the high ground. Trey still alive in that shack. I don't know how.
Seriously. I don't know if they know he's there, Jukes. I think it'd be funny if they didn't. Oh, he crossed, so they definitely know he's there now. But yeah, multiple throwables into this little shack, and somehow, some way, still alive.
It's a big shack.
Yeah, it's spacious. And Hyper has just set the record for elims in a game, I believe.
Wow.
Wasn't it 19?
Well, they ain't done yet. They ain't done. It could have been 21.
Oh, it was 21.
Yep.
It was 21.
9 plus 10 is 21. But how many
my
did they
gosh.
end with?
That's redonkulous, dude.
That's the right
crazy.
word. That is
And
the right
Hyper.
adjective. Redonkulous. Indeed.
And Hyper just came out. I mean, this is a foregone conclusion at this point. C4, it was a good show for 3.7 weeks. Or 2.7, not the full 3. C4 put on a good showing. They thought they had it. They thought the distance was too great. But in Hyper came into this last match and they said, we see your 21 elims. Something like that. I'm just kind of laughing in the words of kindness here.
Oh my.
How kindness probably laughs.
He laughs
But
like
man, that was crazy. Absolutely nuts.
that. She fan laughs like
Winner chicken dinner. 4,100 damage, Jukes.
Redonkulous.
4,100. That's over 1,000 a player. I mean,
that's a lot.
what?
That's a lot. I mean, 24 eliminations and only 3 revives.
That's called steamrolling. Steamrolling.
Yes.
And Hyper showing us what it's done. You know what everyone did there is they watched the freaking Chiffon tutorial videos right before that match. Got it locked in. They turned on the gears and you see what happens. So shout out Chiffon. Check out the channel because you might be able to play like this too. And Hyper getting it done. Game number 4. Mustache Dave, dude. You were sitting on the sideline, probably having another taco. But what'd you think?
Golden Eagles.
Oh, bro.
I know.
Caw.
If I had one thing to say about Golden Eagles right now, it would be this.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Bamboozled.
That's all we would say.
Bamboozled, as Neptura and Hot Jukes would say.
That's true.
The Golden Eagles have been bamboozled.
The good news is, though, Dave, last season, same story, right? Same sad song through the qualifiers, but they crushed it in the Challenger finals. They'll be back. I've got faith, right? But they have some tough teams to make it through in Challenger, including the likes of Wall Street Bets. So we'll keep an eye on that here coming up. But this is the early action in this one. Klaus, the hero, getting his team through this pressure from MEZEXIS. MEZEXIS started off so hot, but unfortunately ended in a giant train wreck here. And that is not what they were hoping for. You know, they made it to zone, but it was Klaus and Dauntless who finished in the top 5 here. Really nice showing from them. And Natura, you had to love what you saw from Hyper this match.
Oh, absolutely. You always love when you see one team that's just completely just steamrolling, I think was the word used, steamrolling through the lobby. It's so much fun to watch. Not so much to be on the receiving end of it, but so much fun to watch as a spectator. And Hyper just brought the magic, didn't they? They found something, right? A switch was flipped. There we go. A flip was switched with Hyper there. They really just turned the tables, got those eliminations, knew what they had to do, you know, and something has to be said for just reserving all that energy for the final game, because you really take a lot of teams by surprise as well when you do that kind of thing. I mean, BOPE here, they tried, they had 0 chance. K19, they tried, they had 0 chance. When you have a team like Hyper that just bring it to the next level like that, there's not a whole lot the rest of the lobby can do. So very much a GG's to Hyper there.
I agree completely. Man, we have ourselves a doozy on our hands here. This is one of the most enjoyable end zones I've seen in a while as far as like the angles, the elevation. We got multiple levels of play going on. It was just absolutely nuts here. You saw the Wanted Vigilantes making an appearance in the final circle, but you saw the way Hyper just uniformly pushed the edge of that that ridge and just destroyed everyone all at the same time. But kindness here.
11?
Kindness.
Wow.
11?
Wow. You thought it was pretty cool earlier watching, you know, I don't remember who it was. I think it was K19 had a player with, 8?
It was
And
FY.
Kindness is like, I see you. And what was his name?
FY. What do you think that stands for, PB?
FY? Or you?
Fiscal year? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Accounting nerd.
Counting.
Friggin'.
Definitely.
Yeah, just counting up his chickens, you know? We'll work our way up to there. But anyway, you don't want to count your chickens before they hatch.
That's
man,
true.
oh man. Crazy stats from Hyper to end up this one. Kindness pumping a lot of damage, a lot of elims. I mean, the thing is, we saw 4,100 damage from Hyper. Their top damage was 1,500. So what do you think about the distribution of that damage throughout the roster? You know, you got to be looking at an absolute ton of damage coming through from the rest of the team as well. So, you know, impressive stuff. That's still 26 damage across 3 players. 2,600 rather.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're looking at like 800-900 damage average per player. Crazy.
And
Just
one thing
absolutely
about
incredible
Kindness
performance.
too, is that I appreciate, you know, I'm a connoisseur of shotguns, right? And I'm all about
DBS
the
Dave.
DBS, of course. But Kindness has been one of the players that kind of can see in the future, knows the DBS most likely will be nerfed. So with that in mind, has been rocking the SK-12, one of the only players in the lobby to consistently have that gun. So shotgun meta is here for sure. And I like how Kindness is kind of thinking ahead of the curve right there.
Yeah, you love to see it.
Yeah.
Kindness getting it done. You know, I will say that we had some of the teams make it certainly interesting, right? We were watching the bottom of the tables that game, and we saw the likes of Execute go out early in this one. Not early, but they made it mid-game. Excuse took them out at the compound there west of Pachinki. That was unfortunate for Excuse. That probably will not serve them well in the overalls as we look towards you know, relegation here. We'll have stats here shortly, but we also saw Excuse. They did a bit, but also I don't know if they did enough, right?
Right.
Like they made it towards the end of the map. They had some elims, but they didn't go off, and they kind of needed to go off there in order to cement their name in that top 12. Here is your top 3 for each match tonight. Anything that you notice, Hot Jukes?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Hyper is here to play. They just got it done towards the end, which is something I was hoping to see them do today, and they did. So that was definitely stand opener. Of course, you know, the Panthers and Sanhok. That was just that was a highlight reel moment. So that was beautiful. But you know, other than that, it's crazy to see with these new rosters, you know, how it's changed this tournament. I think in K19 starting off with that new squad, I think is definitely a little bit of light of hope for them.
Absolutely, Jukes. I see one thing kind of notable on that list of results there. And, you know, in the first week, we saw C4 Esports finishing in the top 3 every single game.
Yeah.
And in the last week here, we saw not a single top 3 placement from C4. So all they had to do this week was a little bit. And they didn't. So that was a tough way to go out in this one. But the good news for them is they will secure a lot of bonus points to take with them to the Premier Finals. So overall, pretty excited with their performance personally. I got to feel that they should, you know, I'm sure it feels kind of disappointing to get overtaken when you have a big lead built up like that. But if you were to rewind the clock, you know, 3.5 weeks, and you were to tell C4 going into Premier, like, hey, you guys are going to finish, you know, second place overall to Hyper. Like, would you feel good with that? Well, I think that they would take that, you know?
I'll say this, right? Hyper had that feeling in PMPL. So it's important for C4 to learn that feeling, right? Before they start getting into those kind of tournaments. So I think it was a great learning moment for them.
Absolutely. So why don't we check a bit of the recap action here as we kind of formulate our final overall standings for the Titan Series Season 1 qualifiers for the Premier Division. And we see who is going to join our 12 finalists from the Challenger Division as well. And also who is going to be cruising through to the Premier Finals here next Thursday. But Natura, take away the replay.
Yes, sir. Let's get it going. So, I just wanted to make a few comments about the Hyper and then Team Mobility thing that happened here. I'm not going to really call it a fight because it was more of a standoff than anything else. And I think Team Mobility gave us a great example of kind of what not to do. Like, I understand it's a very open space right there. They can't just full send it. Then that would bring the advantage over to Hyper, right? However, Team Mobility did nothing with this. They had that height advantage. They had the zone advantage. As far as they're concerned, Hyper are at this disadvantage just because of that low ground. They have a very nadeable position. where were the nades? Heck, where were the smokes? You know, the smokes just to make them start a little bit, start out of their positions, you know, try and make them panic slightly. There was nothing. And I don't know if they didn't
Tell 'em,
have
sister.
those, but where were they? There was
Preach.
nothing.
Yeah,
There
tell
was
'em.
zero follow-up. And they just basically just handed over control over to, and Hyper, they were like, yeah, we can do this. Yeah, go ahead. We don't really want to win anyway, so, you know, just have it. That's fine. And
Tell
it's
'em.
like, you had everything right there. That's frustrating, but yeah.
Natura, taking him to church. Hot Jukes,
It's
I
gotta
think
be
she's
done.
absolutely right. Another thing, I mean, hey, say they're out of utility, right? Say they burned it all up.
Yeah.
Although I never saw any smokes being used. They were in that position early, entrenched on the top of quarry. Never really saw them smoke out their position at any point. But let's say, for the sake of argument, they were out. Why did you run across right in front, like back up to the building and safely make the gap cross? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was baffling to me. You know that Rand or somebody is just sitting there at that ridge, just waiting
Looking.
to pop up, you
Yeah.
know? And if you
Yeah.
can't use the nades to whack-a-mole, like, come on, man. Retreat a little bit, regroup on the other side, but ultimately just kind of handed it over. I don't
Okay.
know.
We're
Look.
not going to talk about the Watchtower. We're just.
Yeah, like Craze going to that watchtower was crazy, right? But on top of that, I just think it's just inexperience from just end game, right? Because you just see them; they haven't gotten those end games a lot. So I think there was just all nerves at play. You saw just a little scatterbrain. But hopefully, as time goes on, this is the place, right? This is the place to learn and
yeah.
really adapt. So hopefully, we'll see team mobility get better, every game as it goes on.
The Titan series, forged in fire. Also,
Absolutely.
with that, you know, I'm thinking as Mobility walked up into that tower, it was like speech balloon that was like, guys, watch this. And then just immediately shot from 42 different angles out to the lobby. All good. No big deal. Anyways, big props to N Hyper. We're going to take a quick break while we calculate the final scores. We'll be back in just a moment to get this thing settled once and for all to see who's moving on to the finals. We'll be back with you guys in just a minute. Duck back in, get that cover, but reinforcements have arrived. K19, ooh, nice name. Oh, Scooby taking the knock. Can he get the follow-up here for the finish? And he cannot. Nice connection. Great answer there from K19.
With the zone now applying the additional pressure, we see Casper cooking a grenade, tossing that one right into Kindness, saying you can have it, Kindness. Grenade themselves. Go for that 360 toss and
Right? Just a little kindness. Oh.
up against Bang with the molly. Chronix with the grenade toss. Chronix is just sending it. Chronix wants to end it.
Where's the rest of the team?
Now, but Bang with not one but two.
And while they think there's still a solo just kind of fish in a barrel, they're peeking a little bit more, you know, more than they might, showing their body and ultimately getting pieced up there. And now one of Vigilantes, geez, just getting destroyed. C4 just inching their way forward. I mean, it's honestly the angle of JP up top that's holding these guys down. Klaus and company have to make a play on this angle of the lower players before they can focus their attention up the hill.
Goal just needs to throw the nade, just pre-fire the smokes. That's perfectly placed. One more. And Dauntless is done for. C4 should have this, but it's Klaus surviving.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he eats
Beautiful
a nade to
nade.
the face and spits it out. Gets the first nade off.
There. Look
He's
at that.
hungry.
Look at that.
Ah!
We are back with you. The chat waits with bated breath, and so do we for the final results here. I want to see who's moving on and who's not. We got everybody moving on somewhere from this group, which is really, really cool. I'm watching chat here, saying some nice things. I gotta, tip the cap to people saying these nice things. It feels almost like I'm coercing them to do so, but I'm not. So again, appreciate the love, guys. You guys are the best. Shout out Dabs for hanging out and watching a mini game through the series. If you guys haven't checked out Dab over on his YouTube channel, definitely do that. I know that, we've had an insane qualifier season. Again, some newcomers making a splash, making a name for themselves. And I'm excited to see in the finals where it's all on the live. Or on the line, rather, that what's going to go down. So we've got a little bit more to take a peek at here from last game's winners. Absolute bonkers performance, Hot Jukes. What the heck happened with Nova Hyper? I mean, they went off.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what's in the water over there and on Hyper, but they drank a lot of it because they went hamon here in the last game. It was absolute ridiculousness. I mean, this is not something that I've seen from them normally. I mean, usually last game they play real passive, real safe, but it looks like they just turned it on. They say, you know what? We're going to go crazy. We're going to just push every single team. And honestly, I think that's where Hyper really, really thrives, is when they're just pushing aggressively as a squad with an off angle somewhere. This team makes it happen.
Well, I mean, they got the chicken dinner in that first game, right? We saw the run over to end game one kind of emphatically, but here coming into game four, this is where, I mean, it started off with ultimate. I mean, just look at how efficient that was. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're out of here. It was ridiculous, and it just never slowed down. Mustache Dave, have you ever seen Hyper on? I mean, are we gonna test them for performance-enhancing drugs here? This was crazy.
I mean.
Do it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, whatever Clinton wants to do, we'll get it done here, PV. But today, Hyper, in my professional opinion, they were just farming the lobby. I think today was them just vibing out, farming the lobby with the limb points, and we saw, especially in that last match, they were just popping off, man. I mean, look at this right here. 4K plus damage done. Insane day.
That's a lot.
Hyper here, PV.
Yeah.
You know, it's like an average day at the office for old Power Bang. When I solo squad,
True.
I do
With the
24
revolver.
minimum.
With the revolver.
Yeah.
With the revolver.
With the revolver,
So
always.
incredible stuff there. Game 4. That was beyond what I've seen. That's going to max out the old performance graph for Hyper today. And again, C4, Neptura, I mean, I want to get your take on how they might be feeling after this one. Because again, you were riding heavy for C4 this whole time. And how do you feel, now that they've been knocked off the pedestal?
Not all that bad, honestly. I think they didn't really try. I don't want to say they didn't try, because they were definitely trying in the first half, but I think they saw that today wasn't going their way, and they decided, you know what, we've done enough. It doesn't really matter either way if a team does end up going past us at this stage. We've already made it, so let's just go back a little bit, pull back, just have some fun, relax a little bit, try some stuff out, and just have a good experience tonight. That sort of thing. I think that's probably what's going through their head right now. And honestly, kudos to them. That's fair. So we'll see them finals, and they should be back to top shape.
We'll have to see if C4 qualified for the Premier Finals. I don't know if they had enough points to get it done. We'll check the standings. The good news is, though, standings are ready to roll. Let's check out this fourth and final game first off, and you'll see a lot of points
C4?
here from Hyper.
This guy.
I don't know if Hyper was able to climb that 13-point gap. I mean, with only 34 points at the top of this table. I don't know if my maths are correct, but I think they're looking pretty good to get them 10 bonus points. I don't know. But interestingly enough, on this first page, you can see Team Mobility and Excuse really needing those points. They each finish with 11. Now, for Mobility, I like where that puts them, but Excuse, I don't know if it's enough. We'll have to wait and see as this goes on. But if we take a peek at the second page here, this is where things get a little interesting because, Execute, they didn't do much. They got 2. And Golden Eagles here, Dave, I mean, they got a big goose egg, man. They're not the Golden Gooses. It's the Golden Eagles. Why didn't they soar, Dave? What happened, Dave?
It's all part of the plan. Listen, Season 0, we saw the same thing, PV. Season 1, they're running it back here for the second time. They're going to qualify through the Challenger Finals and make it to the finals again. I'm putting the mustache on it. All right, it's
There
gonna
we go.
happen.
Oh,
Making the
Team
cut.
Mobility!
Making the cut. Team Mobility. Oh, execute that pull up in the last game where they got wiped out. Wiped them off
4
the top
points.
12.
They tied. They
That's
tied.
too bad.
They needed one. They needed 1 point, bro.
The call.
1 point. Oh, fat rip, man. That's unfortunate, but
I've seen
it
chat,
goes
y'all.
to Team Mobility on elims. They pick up 2 more elims than Team Execute. You guys can check the stats over at titanseries.gg if you want to get the full scoop. And oh man, this is crazy. I mean, we did have some technical difficulties with the API not feeding us the right data, but we have checked it, double checked it, and put it up there. And Hyper, man, getting it done, dropping a lot of points. So that's that. They will pick up that first place here, and C4 taking a nice second place with Dauntless wrapping up your top 3. But again, any surprises here that you see, Hot Jukes?
Execute, hello, right? Not making it is wild. I think Juancho tried to put the team on his back, all right? Because that's what Juancho does, okay? At the same time, when you don't got Tensa there, that weight, it gets heavier. You know what I'm saying? And for the Juancho, his legs are strong, but they just weren't that strong. They weren't that strong. And it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart because I think this guy is a beast and a monster, and I would love to see him in the finals, but I have to wait. But we'll see him in the Challenger finals, right?
He's a monster beast, and he'll be
Monster
in the Challenger
beast.
finals
Monster
next
beast.
Tuesday, y'all.
Yeah.
Tuesday is when you can find the Challengers going on. Again, I don't know if we have the Challenger, qualifiers ready. We don't, so disregard everything that I'm saying. But what I will point out is the Wall Street Bets monster of the Challenger, series is ready to roll. They're gaming. They are ready to kick some butt, and they are like, bring it. Come on, Golden Eagles. Let's see what you got. But I'm really excited to see if Execute can pull it together. Again, this wasn't their tournament. It wasn't their qualifiers the whole time. Like week 1, week 2, still got some work to do. Week 3 started to actually go okay, but like they only had 3 players. So I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, like, I don't know. They got to figure out the roster stuff for sure. Got to see some exciting new rosters tonight. A lot of new players. Neptura, want to come to you for some final thoughts though before we kick it out of here.
I think it was just it was a really cool night tonight. Honestly, it was different, like you said, with all those new players under different teams, all that kind of switching around that we've seen. It was really interesting to just see teams kind of try and navigate this kind of new water that they've been put into. So really nice to see all that coming through again. Just a great night all around from all sides, y'all, the casters, the viewers, the production, everything. So good. Just such a blast to be here again for tonight. And I'm really looking forward to next week because these teams, they got a lot of work to do.
It's going to be fire. Again, you did a great job today at the desk. I loved the breakdown of the last game, especially just going hard on teams, spitting facts like it is.
Yeah.
Dave, wrap us up, man. What are you thinking? How do we shape up here after this qualifiers?
Shaping up, looking forward to the Challenger Finals where the Golden Eagles will clearly dominate there on that lobby. And shout out to K19 bringing in a completely different team today. I think they did okay for it being their first day that we've seen them here at this level of competition. So looking forward to seeing what they can accomplish in the finals. But shout out to all the viewers watching, all the compliments saying, ooh, this UI just looks so good. Like, shout out to everybody watching here tonight. It was a great night in the Titan series. So you'll love to see it. And that's going to be me getting bamboozled here. That's the word of the day, bamboozled.
Love it.
Bamboozled.
Love it. Hey, on that note, though, you shouted out K19. I just checked. They had the second highest average placement of the night of all teams.
New team, who it is?
So in Hyper,
nice.
averaging, a 5th place finish or so. K19 right behind him, averaging 7th. Everyone else above that, basically. But shouts to K19 for putting together maybe the start of something special. Who knows? Hot Jukes. Any final thoughts from you, my man?
I mean, it was awesome, seeing these teams, especially after PNPL, new rosters, new shenanigans all over the place, getting my opportunity to cast with Neptura for the first time, the two-microphone legend. It was awesome, right? And I'll tell you what, going into the finals, I'm only seeing the skill cap in North America just get more intense, more intense. Even and Hyper is doing things we haven't seen before, so I can't wait for the next event.
Heck yeah, man. We have the next event coming up here shortly, and that is the finals. The Challenger Finals will kick off Tuesday of next week. 6 matches will be played. We're going to see Vikendi. We're going to see Sanhok and obviously Erangel and Miramar back on Tuesday. Challenger Finals. We're going to see who the top 4 will be from the Challenger Finals that will rejoin us in the Premier Finals, which will be going down on Thursday. So make sure you guys lock in this channel right here. Subscribe if you have not already, because the action does not quit. We'll be wrapping up Season 1 here next week and moving to Season 2. So make sure you subscribe, follow Titan Series GG everywhere on social media. Big shouts to all of you guys for watching, and thank you to the cast, the crew, every one of the players and teams for participating, and we will see you guys in the finals next week. Take care, guys. We'll see you soon.